Comrades, today is March 24, 2026, and the current time is 1918. The Institute will be assigning a photographer to all away teams for the foreseeable future, as part of the Institute's propaganda campaigns. These assigned individuals will not be armed, so away teams are advised to keep your photographer alive at any cost. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Hello, gamers. I'm kind of a functioning individual today. Maybe we'll see. I'm very tired right now. I didn't have any caffeine. I had to do a lot of other things today. I'm somehow functioning and still alive, so we'll see. But anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? Welcome to our wacky little frozen tundra PogChamp planet, where we're trying to go all the way down here to the magical Ark prototype. So that's kind of where we're at. Oh, the bot's not connected. I gotta do this real quick. Hopefully the bot works today. People were having issues with it. But anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? I am alive and somewhat functioning today, but we'll see, because like I said, I was a little sleepy. Okay, so basically what it is, I didn't have a lot of sleep. Also, Havel, you don't need to join Q. You're already in the colony. You're still here. You're alive. You're one of the people who joined yesterday, and so you will be part of the opening team. Also, we're just here to kill all the animals real quick. Don't mind me. We're just killing all these things. Poor rabbits didn't stand a chance against me, and I need their food, so we're gonna do that real fast. We'll just do that, and then we'll get ready to leave soon. Anyways, how have all of you been doing? So, who is excited for XCOM? Yes, that's right, comrades, because this week, as you might have noticed when I pinged everyone, we're starting the weird Rudy Tooty point and shooty game, and it's gonna be a disaster. Oh boy. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a mess, but we'll try to make it work. I have been adding mods and trimming mods and adjusting mods, and oh boy, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna be there. Why is Twitch Toolkit just suddenly broken now? I'm noticing that people can't do like balance commands and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on with that. It is connected, right? Yeah. But it's like not reading the commands. I don't know what's been going on, but like it's been breaking recently, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. Oh wait, I have an idea. I have one idea. Wait, give me 1 second. We're gonna save the game real quick and save it. I think I know what's happening. I was messing around a little bit with the mods earlier, and that might be what's causing it. I'm gonna quickly trim a certain mod that I think is the cause of the problem, and I'm just gonna run the game real quick. Just give me 1 moment, and then we'll be back to having our magical little adventure. But anyways, how have all of you been? Hello, Funbound and Havel and Zigaposer and Immortal and Goldenrod and Spike Trap and I think Zoingo's hanging around somewhere, and Ray, congrats to Ray for being first, and I think that's everyone who said something so far, right? Yes. So anyways, I'm just gonna be chugging a bunch of water, and hopefully I'll survive for the next 4 hours. I know 4 hours seems like a short time in streaming, but it actually is quite a long time. But then again, some other streamers, if you ever look, they just stream for like almost an eternity, and I have no idea how these people have the energy to stream for like, you know, like 6, 7, 8 hour streams. It's just absolute insanity. Some people are just built different, and they're able to just talk into a microphone for that long. I definitely don't have that level of strength. Oh, absolutely not. Doing good so far. Got new clothes and are very comfy. Ooh, congrats on finding new clothes. I don't know where you have to get. I assume you have to go to like a place that specializes in that type of outfits. But congrats on getting new clothes. Don't forget to lovely lurkers. We love everyone here. I think I said everything I think I said hi to all the other people. But anyways, yeah, so if you're wondering why I sound like I'm dead or dying, it's because I'm just exhausted. That's basically what it is. But it'll be fine. Tomorrow's the last stream of the week because, again, I am traveling to the mythical land of Canada, which may or may not actually exist. And then I am going to spend my weekend there, and I'll return back on Monday with more Rimworld. Basically, expect the next couple of weeks to be a lot of Rimworld and XCOM, and then maybe the Thursday's kind of the flex day. Although I might take one of the Tuesdays that we do for Rimworld and kind of turn it into a flex day if a certain game really pops out and interests me, if that makes sense. But I think this Rimworld run is also going to be a bit of a long one, so keep that in mind. So many shirts that fit torso length but are 3 sizes too big. Oh, because a lot of the clothes I assume you're talking about, like, yeah, you can be tall and lanky, but they're not going to have clothes for you because there's clothes designed for those who are tall but also wide, right? I assume, like, it's like you're getting clothes that are tall and wide, but they ain't making the clothes that are just the tall. At least that's my understanding of what you're trying to say, right? Something along those lines, I assume. Yeah, I just don't know how some people have the strength to stream for like insane amounts of hours. I'm basically a zombie after 4 hours. I'm basically a zombie, but we'll see. This game's hopefully gonna load soon. I'm trying to figure out why the run is a little slower than because today, but we'll see. I think it's just because like a lot of animals and obviously the winter's causing a lot of issues, but it'll be fine. We'll expand. Also, what is this? This is chocolate. Oh, that is chocolate. Okay. So yeah. What did you all eat today, comrades? Did you all have a fun meal? Did you eat soup now that it's getting cold again for some unholy reason? I hope it gets warm soon, because I want to go outside. There's like a lot of gardens that I want to go visit in the near future and take cool photos so I can prepare to be a very cool photographer with my very cool camera that I haven't taken a photo with it in a couple days because I don't know where I'm going to be taking photos. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to find places to do that. I think I need to restart my computer. I was going to do it before stream, but I kind of forgot. And that might be why things are a little slow. But I'm sure it'll be fine. My computer's at like 8 days of uptime. Blistering had scalp spaghetti. Scalp spaghetti sounds delicious, honestly. I'll tell you what I ate. I had a burger. Like I've been eating McDonald's because it's like there's a really, really cheap coupon for McDonald's as of late, so I've just been like, you know what, I kind of want that. I kind of want some of them burgers, which I don't really eat. I actually had like a quarter pounder with cheese. I'm like, I've not had this thing in probably like 3 years, and it was probably like the most mid burger I've ever consumed. I was like, this is just okay. So anyways, let's see how this pans out. I think TTS should work now, so let's just hope it works. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I think Twitch Toolkit broke. I have no idea what's going on. Like, it sees the messages. But Toolkit might just be broken right now. Yeah, okay. I think Toolkit might just be a little dead. I don't know what's causing it. Because even like doing a balance command's not working. That's usually like my metric. We'll try to reconnect it again, but it might actually just be dead for now, and we may just have to rely on not using it. Yeah. Oh no, Toolkit's dead. Toolkit-chan, no, you were the chosen one. What? Is there like any errors? Wait, hold on. Toolkit cannot function with this assert in place. What does that mean? Disabling main thread assertion. Okay, so something's going on with Toolkit Core where it doesn't want to connect to the game, so we'll just have to function without it for the time being. Can't really do much about that. We'll just have to function as is and hope this will be fine. Sorry, everyone, but we'll just have to pretend there's no toolkit. It's okay. We'll be fine. You just won't have any events, but you'll probably still be earning coins, I hope. And right now, everyone is in the colony. We got Havel, we got Umi, we got all these other fine individuals. We will leave this area soon because we don't want to be here for that long, obviously. It's a little disgusting. And we are about to be attacked in about 1.5 days. So we're here for a little bit, and then we're gone. In fact, once we get all the animals, I think we're just gonna travel. Basically, once Umi's on board, we're gonna head out of here. So let me explain what's currently going on. The world has frozen over, and it is continuing to freeze over. We must travel to find this mysterious arc generator. This arc generator is located all the way south, as in like really, really south down here. And so we are trying to make our way over there on the Snowpiercer, which is gonna take a little bit of time to get over there. So we're on the road, literally, and it's gonna take some time to start navigating over there. So now that we're all on the ship, we're gonna pick a person to be the pilot. I think I've been using Sun as our pilot or our driver, but I think this time I might make Zeoposer the driver. And we'll continue our magical journey. I've been trying to get some water on the ship, or the Snowpiercer, but I've not been able to do that. Yes, I am calling it the Snowpiercer after the movie, because I think that's a fun name. Alright, we're gonna take this thing, and then we've loaded everything that matters. And let's carry on. Alright, continuing on our journey. It's gonna be about 41 days, since I actually did cheat a little bit to make the vehicle move a little faster. Otherwise, this thing would take an eternity. Alright, so we are playing with this mod again, so we are able to at least see our ship in action as we navigate. So you can see, for example, Kefir here is cooking insane amounts of food to ensure that we're all fed. If before you ask, this is not at all warm inside here. There's a couple heaters, so at least the bedrooms are kind of a little warmer, but everything else is still a little bit of a disaster. And we do have functioning electricity now, so that's also a good sign. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the situation where we're currently at. Quite a predicament. It's okay, though, as the longer that we progress, the more things we have. Right now, my goal is to get advanced hydroponics, and we're gonna start slamming out hydroponic bays so we can grow some food on the way as well. Because right now we're just eating strictly meat-based meals with whatever animals we have, and we're typically not running around with enough food to keep us functional. And that's the other problem too. Like, we also need to find a way to start storing energy and also generating more electricity. Our electricity comes from the vehicle itself with these alternators. We will probably need a third alternator right about now anyways. So this is essentially like our generator room. Here's our research lab. Here's an entertainment room. Here's comms console. We've got a kitchen. We've got a dining hall. And then we've got all that other stuff. Now, we've already run out of food, so we gotta figure out the food situation very quickly. So we're hoping the research can be faster, and we're also gonna start putting in some like lights and other things to kind of speed them up. And just keep in mind, this vehicle is temporary. We will not be keeping this permanently. We are only keeping this until we accomplish the objective of setting up the first arc reactor, and then we will dismantle the entire thing and build around the reactor. There's also two children pawns here. There is Airman Joker, who we've not been able to get any form of education on. And then there is Umi, who we've also, it's been kind of hard to get some education on there. I don't know how to get them to draw on the floor. I don't know what's the requirement for this type of thing. However, just to maybe make it a little bit easier, I will put a, I don't know, do we need toy boxes or do we need like anything else? I don't know. I really don't understand how children work in this game, because they are a strange, mysterious force that I just don't understand. Anyways, we're gonna just keep doing this until we've gotten some food, although we need to make sure everyone's eating. And I believe Zeoposer will just casually eat whatever's on the ship, so that's not that bad. Okay, so now we got hydroponics. We're gonna start building hydroponics. Hydroponics will allow us to at least continue to have a little bit of extra food, keeping us alive just for a bit longer. On the other hand, let's also research more things. I would like to research the magical technology of... Let's see here. What is actually useful? Modern furniture? No. Drugs. We need better secured... Oh, soup. Soup will allow us to extend our food by a significant margin. So being able to cook soup is going to be our next goal. Alright. And then now we're going to start putting down our hydroponics. If we can find space for this thing. Can you actually build a quarry on this? That'd be really funny if you could pull it. It'd be really funny if you could build a quarry on here. I don't think you can. Okay, yeah. Okay. Thankfully, most of those don't work like that. Let's put down a hydroponics basin, which is under garden tools. Okay, so the reason I want this advanced one is that I don't have to give this additional, like a sun lamp. It just powers itself, essentially. The question is, I have no idea where I'm going to put this thing, because this thing is kind of... Well, it's kind of space consuming. And there's not an easy spot to put this that's not going to get in the way. What if we... 1, 2, 3, Or what if we do it over here? You could make a fairly size. You need to make a decent sized room for the hydroponics, I would say, is the other main thing as well. So that's why I'm like trying to figure out, okay, where am I actually going to put this thing? And we need a few more production facilities, for example, smelters that can get rid of the slag chunks and maybe get some floors going as well. We will probably make a stop soon because we will need to start hunting down food. We are down to 4 meals already, so thankfully the vehicle is traveling non-stop. I believe even through the night this thing will continue to traverse. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, it's already stopped. We are approaching the tundra, so we might start doing something with that. But anyways, yeah, that's where we're at right now on our magical globe-spanning adventure. It is gonna be a while. So settle on in and enjoy the ride. So for XCOM, in case anyone's curious, I have been modifying the mod list significantly, and I'm gonna say that the mod list is quite creative is the best, kindest way I'm gonna describe it. If you thought whatever I was doing before in XCOM was wacky, oh, you're not ready for whatever nonsense I have in store. Because I was looking over that mod list, and it is way harder than vanilla, obviously, and the amount of options that I have that are given to the players is much higher as well. Okay, this thing is like gonna kill the opposer. Oh, they're all angry. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, stand over here. Is the opposer gonna try to hold them off? And then hopefully Kefir can reload faster. I didn't expect the Muffalo to get so angry. Okay. Oh boy. I try to pivot around. Alright, the opposer's down. Okay, we survived. Okay, however, the opposer's dying, so now we gotta go rescue and try to keep him alive. And then I'm gonna have you finish off these Muffalo. So let's get all that taken care of. See what kind of chaos unfolds when I'm not paying attention or just trying to deal with this nonsense here. Okay. Let's see. So I know there's a few more here. That one's dead. That one's dead. There's 2 more here. No, there's 1 more here. Okay, and then Z-Pulse is the last one. Okay, let's start hauling all of these in. And let's get Z-Opposer saved, and then we'll try to hunt down the remaining animals. And this amount of Muffalo will give us a ton of food as well. And if they have nothing else to do, I would like them to start digging at this local stack of rocks here, as we try to figure out what else I can do to at least make this a little bit more cozy. This thing is probably need to get cranked up a little bit. This one as well. Now let's hopefully have a doctor tend to the poor fella. Alright, Havel is a good doctor, so Havel will tend to Z-Opposer and ensure Z-Opposer doesn't explode. We are running out of medicine, by the way. So every injury is just a big problem for us, and so we do need to be a little careful about how much injuries we're willing to sustain as we continue to, well, explore. Okay, so it's time to figure out how I'm going to put the hydroponics here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this toilet room. I'm going to put the toilet like in the back corner here for now, because I don't know where else to put it. And then I'm gonna put a crate here, and then in this crate we're gonna store all the sludge, because we actually do need that sludge for future purposes. And then I can dismantle this entire room here, and then I can use this to build out my hydroponics bay area here, I think is the plan. It's not the cleanest way to do things, but it's the way that we are going to approach this. Also, where's Ray? I need a way to awaken. It's time to get to work. Also, time to get Kefir to work, too. Someone's got to cook food. And there's only one person that can do it. Where's Ray? Okay, yeah, she's moving things around. That's fine. And then hopefully the rest of this can be built out. And that's kind of where we're at. So, if you haven't looked at the XCOM channel, I reopened them again on Discord. You're free to gawk at the mod list that I am basing the current mod list around, but just note that that's not complete. my actual mod list is a good maybe 600 something units so far, and I can only imagine it's going to get larger as time goes on. And we're gonna basically run it until I get bored or it's finished. Oh no, don't worry, I added spark mods. I added a mod called Modular Sparks, which I thought was really interesting. Basically, so essentially, you want to know why Immortal there's no spark mods? So the initial mod list actually has this thing called Spark Be Gone, and it gets rid of them and completely replaces them with mech troopers. But I didn't like that. I was not a fan of that. I wanted my funny robot people. So I re-enabled the sparks, essentially, and they now function slightly differently. So instead of leveling up and you get new skills, you get more module slots, and every module you install into your character, onto your spark, it gives it different abilities. So you can customize the abilities as you need it for your run. And I figured that's kind of a cool way to do things. And so that's kind of what we're doing. Okay, so each of these consume 200. I think I can afford to put like 5 of these. And then I could probably put... Actually, no, I don't want that there. Let's move it like here. This is a little tight, but I think this is probably okay. I'm not gonna have this many. That's a little excessive, but I think maybe 5 is okay, and I can put like a door here. We can expand this later, but I think this is okay. Oh, cosmetic-wise, again, I believe they share the cosmetics with the mech troopers, so as long as the mech and as long as it's a mech thing, plus I can just add more. If there's a specific cosmetic you really want to see, I'm not like opposed to adding it. My only thing with the anime mods, though, is I'm trying to avoid using the anime faces as much as possible, just because I don't generally like the look of the anime faces in XCOM. I've seen people do it with the oh no, my comms console. With the anime faces like HoloLivers. I saw like HoloLive face mods, and I was like, this is so weird. I don't like this. It seems so strange. So that's why I'm like, all right, I got to be a little purposeful with what we're using. I did see the Advent Tech mod that you're talking about. We'll probably add that as well. I'm not opposed to that. The opposer's probably going to hopefully calm down soon. I still don't know why Twitch Toolkit's not working. Yeah, Toolkit's just broken. I have to figure out what's going on with this. Even if I reconnect it, I don't like it. It doesn't like it. Even if I take a look here, I do see... I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll survive. Anyways, hopefully with the hydroponics, we'll have a little bit more food. We actually have way more meat than we really need right now, so I think we're gonna go hunt down a few more animals. I'm just gonna have Kefir kill these 3, and we'll be fine. We do need to take care of this artery blockage at some point, but it's not a super big deal. All right, look at that. 2 for the price of 1. All right. Finish this one off. Finish off, and then let's go start hauling these over. See how easy that is? Okay. Hopefully that'll be fine. And then now that we have that, we can continue on our journey. Once I think Zeoposer is no longer angry, and I think his tantrum... He's trying to hit the melee console, but it's not working, and I don't know why. Just gonna end his mental state. He won't get the catharsis, but... Jesus Christ, I can't click him. Alright, there we go. That should be better. Alright, now what we're gonna do is, since Zeoposer's injured, he's not gonna be the pilot. We're gonna have... Who will the driver for today be? We're gonna make it... oh, jeez, there's not enough. There's no meals here either. Where's Kefir? We need the soup research. I don't think I can have Havel be the driver, primarily because I need Havel to sit around and research things. So it is probably going to be Goldenrod is going to be our driver. Yeah, we're going to make Goldenrod the driver for this. All right. Hop on in. It's time to get going. Also, here's going to be leathers or cloths. All textiles will go there. All right, and then we're gonna go to world map, reform, Goldenrod's driver. Everyone else is coming along. Don't care for the rest of this, and continue. Wrong way. Alright, how much longer of a journey is this? Alright, we've got another 40.5 days, but now that we have a decent chunk of food, I think we'll just be able to stay on the road for quite some time. There's enough steel, hopefully, to get some projects done. If not, we may need to stop and well, grab some of that steel out of there. But yeah. But don't worry, I'll take a look at that mod. I know other people have been requesting, like, specific, you know, anime facial mods that they want for cosmetic purposes. And again, I'm not opposed to adding funny cosmetics, just within reason is the only thing I ask for. And there's not enough heat in here. Wait. What are my options for heating? The problem is we don't have a way to make heat because we don't have any water. So we can't really do much with that. So we can't even grow crops in this right now. Oh. Alright, here's my janky solution for now, because I don't have another way to do this. We're just gonna break off a tile here, and I think there's enough steel to build a heater where this unit is. So we're just gonna have Ray. If I can grab Ray, have her do this real fast. And then build me these walls, and then I can slap down a singular heater right there. And that should be everything we need to make sure we have a functioning hydroponics room and we can start growing rice. Because basically this entire thing is just so we can grow large amounts of rice. And there we go. It's now heated up correctly at... it's an okay temperature. Let's crank this up a little bit. As long as we have enough electricity, although it seems like we're running low. So even with 3 alternators, it's not producing that much electricity, which is a huge concern. We may need to put more alternators somewhere on the ship. Evil AI assistant is perfect for an advent mech unit. Well, as long as you post it on Discord, I will take a look. Or if you modify your character submission. Who's Iris? What is this character from? What's Evil Genius? Is this a game? Evil Genius. Oh, okay, got it. It's this game where you play as like an evil villain mastermind thing. I never played the Evil Genius games. It's on my list of things that I would want to play at some point, but I never got around to playing it. Like, unironically, that is what happened. There's a lot of games where I'm like, I want to play this, and then I just never do. Because I just don't have time. Or something else gets in the way, and then I don't get a chance to play it. Like, everyone's talking right now about the whole, like, a lot of these other games that I want to play, and I'm just like, I don't got time. We're gonna put buildings in this one for now, so I can get these out of there. I did hear it's very campy. I heard 3 though wasn't very, or 2 wasn't very good, and like, it doesn't hold up to number 1, right? But maybe I'm wrong. A lot of other games I want to play. Actually, I need to look through the Steam sale real quick tonight and see if there's anything else I want to buy. Because the Steam sale ends soon, and I want to find things that I can dump onto my Steam Deck. That's not just more JRPGs. Like, I'm finally getting around to playing Persona 5 Royale. I know that thing's going to take me an eternity to play through. Okay. Yeah, this thing is getting a little nasty. But there we go. We have rice to supplement our meager food supplies. Actually, so let me make sure I set this. We only do this until we have 30 in stock. And then this one as well. And then while we're doing that, hopefully we can keep things going. But we are running out of steel, so we may need to stop. I need a tailor bench as well, so we can use the blue for other things. So production. An electric tailor bench. We'll make it out of wood and steel because that's what we have materials for. And that should be fine. Hello, son. Good evening. How are you? I know everyone's been playing like Victoria 3. I've been like looking at the Discord and so many. Oh, Umi grew up. Umi is now heat intolerant because I was not able to give Umi the correct education necessary. So growth tier 0 only had one option, and that was the only option for Umi. I'm so sorry. Twitch toolkit is broken, and I do not know how to fix it. Sorry. Let's make backpacks. However, I only want to make it out of leathers. I don't want to make it out of wools. Light leather, plain leather, and pigskin are fine. Yeah. I know, toolkit being broken, it's so strange, right? Very foreign to us. You know, I might actually move the bathroom over here. This is probably like a good spot to put it. Although it does kind of cross over here. But I need to make this room like all alternators. Maybe the correct solution is I just put like a really small bathroom here. Like this. I guess that's fine. Not really anything else to do with this toilet other than have it somewhere so people can do their business on the loo. Again, we're traveling. You might notice it's we got quite the distance to go. 39 more days. It's gonna be a while. We may need to take a quick stop soon though, so we can pull the steel out and so we can just at least craft things for the time being. At least things are getting done. That's like the small blessing that we have. We may start making concrete mixes as well, so we can have some concrete floor, although concrete floor on a giant thing like this may not be the smartest idea. I think steel would be the better option. And you can see everyone's on the verge of a mental breakdown. Like Umi here is just sad all the time. Because Umi has not had a chance to get an education, and I do not know how to educate them. Like, legitimately, I'm still trying. Work watching. Radio talking. How do I get them to start working? Or watching as we work? Do we have to order them to have jobs? Alright, Umi, time to specialize in your crop work. They do have free time. The children have much free time. Oh, wait. I think I had it in the wrong... Oh, this is supposed to be Umi's. Whoopsies. I messed it up. It should have been like this. There we go. There we go. That should hopefully keep them a little more sane, and we can maybe get Umi some education. I don't know. I've been trying to get the education going, but it's just been really tough. I managed to get it last time, but I don't know how to do it right now. She wants lesson taking. We have lessons. We have a comms console. It is there. All right, let's go unlock. Solar panels might not be the worst thing to put on this, but those solar panels will still be a little janky. Basic electronics might just be fine, and then we'll grab... I think we'll do... Modern furniture is probably fine. Into eccentric furniture is probably okay. We'll need defenses at some point soonish. We should probably learn how to make prosthesis. Armor as well would be useful. And basically better guns. Okay. I also have a pawn set to childcare. Son is #1 in childcare, but is not doing work with the children. I know not why. Please educate them. All right, well, we'll just see how this pans out. Anyways, let's go see the map. Also, how are you doing, Dirkatan? Okay, so we could also go to this prison camp and liberate them, but I think I'm okay just traveling south. Oh, that might be the case. I don't know. There's definitely been some issues with... You don't have an idea. Let's save the game and reload. We're not gonna close the game. We're just gonna load. Usually this fixes things. I think it's because I've been like uninstalling and reinstalling Performance Optimizer. Might be causing problems too. Let's see. Come on, game. Work with me. I want to continue my magical adventures through the rim. Alright. Toolkit core, please work with me. Nope. It's just dead. It just don't want to work. Well, I guess we'll just have to survive without toolkit core. Could not be added to the viewer list. Not enough squares to get to radius. A lot of other weird errors happen around here, but that's fine. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be one of those colonies where I can't rely on toolkit core. And you'll just have to embrace watching your pawn from afar, hoping that you will survive if you are in the colony. If you're not in the colony, then I'm sure you'll end up joining us at some point, especially once we get more settled into once we get the generator going. But 40 days on this thing is going to be a little rough, especially without that much electricity to go around. Yeah, our alternators are basically capped out, and I need to put down another, but we are out of components, basically, because these things consume 8 components a pop, which is, to say the least, expensive. It's very, very pricey. So we'll probably stop soon, so we can try to give our pawns a little bit of a break, and maybe get Goldenrod not the one driving, and we'll just keep pushing in. Again, it's, like, this area here is the easy part. Right? It's just basically grassland. But once we get to here... Oh, it's gonna be nasty. No, why would I use solar panels when we can just use our gasoline? Gasoline works just fine. Everything is gasoline powered. We're gonna probably make camp here. Probably a good spot to make camp. We'll hunt down a few more animals, butcher them for their meats, and then, get some more components and what other things we can find. This is a... Okay. Alright, well, I think we ended up in a junkyard, so let's quickly dismantle all this. Is fine. Texas-based grumbling about winterizing. Hey, I'm sure Texas is starting to winterize properly now. Didn't they learn their lesson from the Great Snowstorm? Now they're like, yeah, we'll actually winterize now, so that we're all not going to freeze to death. At least that's what I hope. No, they didn't? Oh, well, that's unfortunate then. Hopefully Texas survives. What do you mean there's no path to get a meal here? That's so weird. I don't think it likes this refrigerator for some reason. Anyways, while we're here, we need to find compacted machinery, grab all those components, and then just basically more steel that we can grab. Whatever we can get our hands on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any education on these folks, because I still can't. It probably is because of this map here. It probably is broken, and at this point, we're kind of committed to the bit, so... It's only temporary. This entire thing is temporary, trust. Alright, we can probably start moving some of these things inside here as well. We're going to start moving some of these production facilities into this room. And then... that probably will free up a little bit more in the hallway. The most recent bit you recall is a entire camp of teens dying in a flood because they didn't want to enforce building regulations. Ah. Well, I can't really say much for Texan politics, as I am not a Texan myself. I have been to Texas, like, a grand total of, like, once in my life, and that was to go to San Antonio for a completely different reason. And it was a very fun reason, but other than that, I've never really been to anywhere around Texas, if that makes sense. Is there anything here? What is here? Oh, is it the two sleeping? Okay, so two sleeping ones. Okay, oh, we gotta kill these things. Okay, we're here to kill the Muffalos. Alright, let's get Z-Opposer over here too. I need a Z-Opposer to be the front line and Kefir to be the secondary. Oh, and Z-Opposer is a porcupine. Cool. We should probably get rid of that at some point too. Just gonna have you stand right there. Start blasting. Nice. Alright, you reload. And we'll execute this Muffalo. And we'll do the same thing over there. Alright, I'm gonna have these two specialize in deleting that stack of components over there. I need you to hit this one, and I need you to hit the other one. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna go back down here. We're gonna hunt down the remaining Muffalo. Oh, Ray's been here the whole time. Trust. She's been watching you. She watches everything that's said here to make sure nothing... that I say nothing suspect. Because if I say anything suspect, she's gonna end me, I think. So I do my best to be a very normal VTuber that I keep saying that I am. Why? I could be the degenerate VTuber, but I choose not to be. There's already so many of those online anyways. You don't need another one. There really is just so many people that are like... that just fall into degeneracy. Actually, speaking of weird things recently, I don't know if anyone saw this, but you remember that thing that ChatGPT's like throwing more $1 billion in? And just burning cash left and right? Their Sora AI video generator. where they signed like $1 billion deal with Disney so that Sora would be allowed to generate, you know, Disney video content. You know, they're shutting it down. I think the AI apocalypse might be ending soon, or it might just be the first sign of the bubble starting to collapse. I don't know. I saw the news and I thought it was so funny that this thing that they've poured so many resources into is just dying. Because it turns out to let one person make a single video apparently costs like somewhere like between like $1.50 to $2. And they're not going to make nearly that much money back on people watching that content. And so it's just like a whole disaster of them realizing maybe this was a bad idea. And so now they are sorely regretting their decision. Who would have thought that this might have been a bad choice? Yeah, maybe it was a bad idea. Lab safety check also. Hi, hello, I'm here. How are you doing, Nahil? I'm doing pretty good. I don't know why. I think something's broken with the fridge. We're gonna just reinstall that, like over here. I think they don't want to drop the food in for some reason. We're gonna have Kef here, or we're gonna have Ray do it. Where's Ray? Things running title of AI's goals is final day. You know what? It's really funny. It reminds me almost exactly the same as the whole. Oh shoot. It reminds me a lot of the. What's the word I'm thinking of? It reminds me a lot of the, like the NFT bubble. You remember that? Does anyone remember the NFT bubble when that was like the hot thing, where everyone's trying to convince you that like, yes, it is totally worth spending like $10,000 on this JPEG of a monkey. That's what it feels like. You know, hi Xanth, how are you? Like, it's the same exact bubble. These tech bros will tell you, hey, come buy or join in on and buy in on our cool technology, like the metaverse. And then, and Facebook changed their entire company name to be Meta, because they're gonna be the trailblazers of the metaverse, also known as VR chat but corporate. And then they just announced, hey, we're shutting down the metaverse. They literally announced that like a few days ago, and I think it's just hilarious. It's like, okay, they realized literally no one wants this garbage. God. What a disaster. What a disaster it's been for them, but also it's been a disaster for all of us too, because we're the ones that have to deal with their nonsense. I don't know where to put. I'm gonna put this here. It's just gonna turn poop into fuel. There's a lot of. I need components. Oh, I need these hauled in, please. Never heard of anything better thanks to corporate interference. It's like I said, there's a lot of other weird things. Like it's just a weird. It's been a weird week in tech and gaming in general. Because I don't think I really touched on it yesterday, but I know today there was like a lot of news, like the Sora thing, and then like Epic Games just announced that, hey, we're letting go of 1,000 employees, and it's just like, hello, why? And it's like 1,000 employees who worked on creating Fortnite and like all the Fortnite modes, and it's coming off of very recently, I know too, like about I want to say a couple of weeks ago, Epic was like, hey, we're raising the price of V-Bucks because our servers are expensive and we need to keep the lights on. And then today they're like, hey, we're letting go of 1,000 employees, mostly people who work at Fortnite. And I'm pretty sure it's because they kept losing. They keep throwing a lot of money at legal battles against Apple and Google, because it's they want to like be able to not pay that cut that the app stores require to sell games on their platforms, right? And that's basically what's happening. So that's basically what's going on. It's like they spent so much money in these legal battles, and now they're losing the money. And so like, all right, we're just gonna punish people who enjoy these. We're gonna punish people who enjoy video games. Perish. Also, we're gonna drop the steel off too. We need the steel. Probably need some of the wood too. Just drop that wood off, and we can sort this somewhere, and the metal will get sorted somewhere else, I think, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully this will get grabbed. I'm not sure how to make this. Like this, okay, that's fine. Do like this. all that in, and that's fine. OpenAI. Yes, you missed the discussion. I was talking about how OpenAI is shutting down Sora because it turns out people don't want Sora. Turns out people don't care for, you know, slop, and it is, for all intents and purposes, basically slop. Wow, who would have guessed? People just aren't fond of it when, you know, stuff like that at all. Okay, so at least this is fine. We're at least getting stuff done. I think we just leave. I think we're gonna leave. We have enough steel, I think, to do enough projects in the meanwhile. We have 9,000. We haul this, and that's another 200. Yeah, let's haul that in, and then we'll skedaddle on out of here. I don't know what's going on here, but apparently one of the ladders is broken. Don't know why. We might need to move the ladders around. I don't know why the ladders aren't functioning correctly, but it's something I've been catching. Can you quickly move the ladder so we can maybe have people go on this side? I'm not sure if that'll work. Maybe the ladder's actually broken completely. If AI becomes self-aware, it's gonna hate corporations as much as the rest of us. We can only do the fact that corps will really shut them off for not making enough money. I mean, I think at that point, the AI is gonna maybe just hate humanity in general, and will just destroy all of humanity. We'll probably enter a Skynet situation, Terminator life, etc., etc. We'll become bio batteries for the great machine enclave. All right, I'm gonna have Zeoposer be the driver this time around, but we're gonna start skedaddling on out of here. We don't need to be here anymore. All right, everyone else, get on the ship. Everyone on the Snowpiercer. No one. There's no need to be here anymore. All right, stay here until everyone's on board, and let's continue our journey. We can build as we travel. That's the main thing. All right, so this ladder works now. Good. It just takes a while to get the pathing right. Okay, and then world map. Reform the caravan. Grab all the remaining steel on the map. Ignore everything else. And then target down here. All right, 36 more days. I'm sure we can get there today. I'm pretty sure we can get there today if we're just like hard focused on traversing. All right. Okay, so now we have more biofuel. We have infinite chem fuel now, which we can use to refill the ship. What we don't have is an infinite amount of components. So I have enough components to make one more alternator. Actually, no, I don't. That's really funny. All right, just kidding. We also need to get guns on people. We'll start assigning weapons in the near future, but I think I'm gonna give Ray just a shotgun. And I need to get Havel some kind of melee weapon. We don't really have space for anything like that. Eat plenty of fast slop so you enjoy your fast food. I also eat fast food, but I try not to eat this much anymore. Hello, Infodave. I think still only see that none of these corps have learned anything from this, or that they couldn't achieve mathematically possible profits. AI knows what special. Yeah, here's the thing too. You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna suck too for all of us? If you have like a retirement plan, like a 401k, it's almost guaranteed that a lot of your like valuation right now in your retirement accounts and your stock portfolios and investment accounts are tied to these corporations. And so if they fall, we all fall, and it's gonna suck. Because what's the saying nowadays for these ultra rich tech companies? Privatize the profits and socialize the losses, and we are gonna be definitely eating some losses in the near future, and it's gonna suck. But it's just a temporary thing until the next weird thing that all these tech companies want to latch onto, that they're gonna try to make the hot new, gizmo gadget bobber, and that's gonna be an annoying disaster to deal with at some point as well. But who knows? It could be anything, right? What could it be? Oh, why are we throwing things at me? I haven't done anything yet. You know I'm right. You know I'm speaking the truth. I speak the truth, and you know it. Who knew that we're going through a second super? I can't believe I get to live through another once-in-a-lifetime economic problem. Truly, what a timeline I get to live in, where I get to live through multiple once-in-a-lifetime events. What do you think's gonna come next after NFT? So we had NFTs, we had AI. What are they gonna come up with next? What kind of what potential kind of nonsense could they come up with that's gonna, you know, raise their valuations to like $1 trillion and all that? There's nothing past AI. Maybe we'll just go. Maybe we'll finally return back to a sense of normalcy in society. Thing is, it's not even AI. It's basically just predicting. It's not. It doesn't think on its own. It just thinks what word you want to hear next, right? You know what? I wouldn't mind a Dyson sphere. I wouldn't mind a Dyson sphere. Let's just, you know, like, yeah. If we're gonna build a Dyson sphere for infinite energy, I'm okay with that. You know why? Because at the very least, we're going back into space. Let's go back to space, baby. Into the universe. I'm okay with this. Let's go. I am a-okay going back into space. Are these rooms actually warm? Oh, these rooms are actually quite warm. Ooh, okay. Let's see. So I think we can just let the game run on like max speed for a little bit, and we'll just kind of watch the world map as we travel. Actually, we'll watch from here. Everyone says, but they have emergent properties that go outside the realm. Next word prediction. Wait, do they really? I don't know. I don't keep that up with that much AI shenanigans. You have to remember, I'm an accountant. I'm a bean counter by trade, okay? So, as far as I can tell, my professional bean counter opinion is that AI right now, monetarily, doesn't make any bloody sense. Because these are, like, okay, this isn't technically politics, so this is fine to talk about. I'm okay discussing this, but here's the thing I hate about corporations nowadays that just boggle my mind. Especially in the realm of technology, one of the biggest things that annoys the ever-loving shit out of me is the concept of fundamentals has essentially gone out the window when it comes to company valuations and business practices, right? So in the olden days, you know, if your business was making a healthy profit, you would reinvest that profit into the company, into your employees and whatnot. But as time has gone on, you can just lose billions of dollars a year, and your company will be worth like maybe 10 to 100 times of what your net loss is for some unholy reason. And people will keep throwing money into your company like a bottomless black hole, and then the whole, you know, sunk cost fallacy kicks in, and they don't want to lose whatever they've already invested into your corporation, so they're gonna keep trying to make it work, even though it doesn't really make any bloody sense to keep trying to make it work. And that's kind of the problem. It just doesn't make any sense. But alas, here we are, and that's what we deal with now. And that's what we're dealing with when it comes to corporations. It just doesn't make any sense. You'll compromise the Dyson Sphere to have Dyson. You ever play Dyson Sphere Program? I highly recommend you play Dyson Sphere Program when you get a chance. That game is basically like, what if we can make a Dyson Sphere, but we turn it into a video game, and it's so much fun. I highly recommend it. One of my favorite factory builders to play. Everyone says that they have emerged project, shooting mirrors into space harvest next to nothing. Terraforming Mars for this diversification station on the moon. Gosh. You know what's really funny? I remember a long time ago, Elon Musk was like, we're gonna make it to Mars. By 2030, we're gonna go to Mars. I'm gonna lead the way for people to go to Mars. Yeah, how's that going so far? I think we're still on Earth. You know, I think we're still kind of chilling here. I don't think we're going to Mars anytime soon. It's okay. I can pretend we'll go to Mars in my science fiction novels. Maybe we'll find a astrophage thing that's gonna require all of humanity to work together in order to defeat, or else we're all gonna die tragic deaths, freezing to death as the sun dies out, etc, etc, etc. Anything is possible. Oh, we're just gonna add additional bedrooms here. I'm trying to move people out of these like tiny little coffin rooms here. Never mind that the problems AI have more to do with the ridiculous societal organization principle than anything that's politics. So I mean, the thing is, I think if it was a real AI, that's one thing. But as far as I can tell, current AI, quote unquote, is just predicting words. Now, maybe there's been some update in the realm of AI technology that I'm not aware of, but that's, as far as I know, that's basically all that's happening. So, you know. Alright, we're gonna move these beds over here so we can have these, we can clear these rooms up. Also, hi Kefir, enjoy your lurk, Kefir. With the coffin room. I don't want the coffin rooms. No. We're not, I don't want the coffin rooms. We don't need coffin rooms, we need actual rooms. By the way, look at this, we are actually running out of food, but we are growing enough rice that we're able to at least manage this. And while Airman's not getting his education, he is getting a form of, he's at least doing work, which is fine. Honestly, I might make the kids just recreation for most of the day. They shouldn't be working that much anyways. They're kids, they shouldn't be working that much. Current AI feels like free-for-all how we extract data from people. I mean, there's that too. Which is why the venture capitalists don't care about the fact that AI companies are black holes for money. I mean, to be fair, it's like one of those things, like first, it's basically like the usual thing of first to market. In this case, it's first to create an actual AI wins everything, right? That's basically why they're willing to sink $1 bajillion into this thing, because they understand that if they succeed and they're the first to succeed, they will rule the world. And we will all be subject to the boot of our AI oppressors, or something along those lines. I think I'm gonna move this. This water tower's not really useful here. You do yearn for the crops. How does it make you feel knowing that you are a crop yearner? I'm gonna wait. Oh, Zepho's is having a mental breakdown. Hello. Why don't we camp here for the day? If Zepho's is having a mental breakdown, Zepho's can't really drive the vehicle. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna pull Zepho's out, let him have his mental break, and then we're gonna go execute whatever animals we find. Thankfully, Kefir's got a shotgun for this very, very reason. Oh, look, various animals that have conveniently found their way right here. They're underneath this thing, so we're just gonna start blasting. Start blasting. You know, drafted hunt for you. Oops. Alright, stand right here. There we go. Keep hunting. How many more will die until Kefir's happy? More animals to sacrifice. And while we're here, we should probably see if there's any compacted machinery. I don't think I see any compacted machinery, unfortunately. There's a lot of steel. I guess we'll dig that out while we're chilling. We'll probably sit here for a few days, and then we'll continue on our journey. The queue thing is not working. I don't know why. Twitch Toolkit just seems to have broken for some unholy reason. And I don't really want to fix it right now. There we go. I know, right? We might actually have to drop. Maybe I need to switch to Rick's at some point. Artificial general times, and we all know we are not there yet. I mean, that's true to the mines they have taken from you, despite making sense we're driving. Oh, don't worry. If you want to go to the mines, we'll put you in the mines too. I'm not. If you really want to go to the mines, I'll put you back. All right. The mines always need more sacrifices. So if you're willing to sacrifice yourself for the mines, then so be it. Okay, there we go. We're at least expanding. We're basically upgrading the design of this thing. It's a very tight ship, as you might have noticed. You know, kind of like a grav ship, just more cramped. But it's fine. They'll survive. We're gonna get more metal. We just gotta let Zeopozer have his calm down thing, and hopefully we can get everyone more relaxed. But again, I can't really get them their education. I think something might be broken with the education thing, but I don't know. Like, for example, why doesn't Airman Joker just sit out here and just have a nice time staring at the sky? Instead, he goes to the mines. He desires the mines. Even though he's in his off-time mode. Stop digging at rocks. Yeah, I can't make him... I can't make him stop digging rocks. He just really wants to go to the mines. Yeah, okay, well, that's fine. While we're here, I guess, Let's quickly slap down a quick well so we can at least maybe get some water going and keep ourselves functional. So, anyways, that's kind of my complaint about AI stuff. I'm a little closer to this, to AI stuff, than I'm willing to talk about on stream. But I don't have a lot of faith in what this bubble is going to do to us all, and we're all gonna pay the consequences in the near future. Let me emphasize, I don't use AI in that manner. I think the only AI tool I ever really use is like translation software. Like DeepL, I think, is like the only thing that I really use, and that's just literally so I can translate something so I can understand what the hell I'm reading. I think that's a perfectly fine use, and calling it AI a lot of the times is kind of just like, if that makes sense. Hello there, Kahila. You're trying to enjoy the Schadenfreude tonight. Well, as long as you're enjoying your time here, that's what matters. I mean, if we're all trying to derive pleasure from misfortune, there's always, we were talking about Sora AI, but obviously there's a lot of other ones too. They're like, it does kind of suck though for like, what was I talking about earlier? Epic Games laid off of like 1,000 people. Oh, and then the other weird thing that I saw today. I don't know if anyone cares about reading anime or manga that much nowadays, but there was that one thing called Chainsaw Man that had a very cool movie come out recently that everyone was going nuts over. Yeah, so anyways, the manga apparently officially concluded the other day. And yeah, it turns out people were not very happy with it. And it was quite a thing. People were comparing it to Oshinoko's ending and saying it's one of the worst things that have ever been written. It's also Remembrance Day. It's very... Oh, okay. Got it. It's okay, Kahila. Another manga ending where it's obvious the manga just got tired of it. It could have been he got tired of it. Maybe he just doesn't know where to end it. Maybe he's waiting to go for a part 3. It's a very common thing where all these series just don't really know where to go a lot of times. Like, they just will end suddenly. And it's a little tragic if you really were looking forward to seeing the end of a series. And then they're just like, yeah, we just don't know where it's gonna go. Bye. And then it ends. It just ends. Just like that. Unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna build a well here just so we can get some water. Now they can at least take a bath. It's not an ideal bath, but at least they have something. And maybe I'm gonna quickly... I don't have a wash basin, that's fine. Hoping the next 90 episodes of One Piece are satisfying. Is there 90 more chapters before One Piece ends? Is that how much more it's gotta go? How many people hated My Hero Academia's ending? Well, here's the thing. What I've learned recently is Japan has a very... Like, it's a very common trope in Japanese media to basically just end on a... I guess not complete ending. I wouldn't say not complete ending, but more like an ending that doesn't have like a very satisfying conclusion. Right? Whether it's by choice or style, or they just get bored of writing the dang thing. It's a very common trope. I don't like the trope, but that's just what it is. But I understand it's just how it's written. And then Western audiences basically demand like a happy ending in their media. And that's why it's like, okay, if you're watching something that's Western coded, it's gotta have a happy ending, or you're gonna have some very unhappy viewers. And ow, my toe hurts. What did I just do? Okay, that's fine. One Piece is gonna end in 2027. Hey, you know, at least it's gonna end, right? What is that? Is that the last of the big 3 that's finishing? Because it used to be, what, Naruto, One Piece, and... What was the big 3? Manga big 3. Hello there, Steve. How are you? One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. One Piece is the only one that's still ongoing. I know Bleach ended and everyone said the ending was kind of whack, and then Naruto at least ended, but it's still ongoing and now has its own, you know, it's ongoing with the spin-off series that I heard is actually not that bad. I heard Boruto is actually like a pretty good series, and I was like, oh, maybe I should read this at some point if I ever stop being lazy. But we'll have to see. Boruto sucks? Oh. Why do you say that? Do you just not like it? Do you have something against Boruto? Oh, okay. We gotta probably kill a few more animals. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort this out a little bit more. We're gonna put raw food that is only animal products and stuff, and then I'm gonna make another one of these crates, and I'm just gonna store it probably over here is fine. This stores what, 12 stacks? Storage, clear all raw food, vegetarian parts. That should be fine. We're gonna quickly hunt down the remaining animals here. We're just gonna have Ray and Kefir do this, and we're gonna kill a stack of buffalo here. That'll get us the last bit of food that we require. Doubles down on the DBZ style villain progression in later Shippuden. You mean where the villains get like comically overpowered as the longer it goes on? I hate that trope so much. I dislike that actively. I never really understood why that's always the thing that they want to do. I get it's to, like, you know, make threats more and more scary, but I find stories are more fun maybe like when the villains are a lot more, when the threats are a little more localized and not as world ending. You've been thinking about Inaki. Oh, I don't know what this is. Inaki Godoy Latel? What is this? Inaki Godoy. Oh, it's an actor. Oh, Inaki Godoy Jaso. A Mexican actor who plays Luffy in the live action of One Piece. Ah, I've not seen the live action. I don't actually watch a lot of live action adaptations, like, at all, because I just don't really want to, but I also understand that those are very popular and definitely have an audience out there for a certain group of people. But I'm unfortunately not the audience for, well, any of that, really. Unfortunate, I know. Let's get these rice dropped away from here so we can start hauling this to where it needs to go. And then hopefully we can build the rest of this out. Let's get these corpses in, and then we're gonna skedaddle on out of here. Naruto becomes a shit. Okay, so is he just a bad dad? Why is he a bad dad? Is he just bad? Like, does he just suck for a reason, or are we just saying that he sucks because it's Naruto and it's cool to hate on Naruto in this day and age? Get these corpses out here. When I think about the OG styling of Naruto, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I didn't have any complaints about it. I think my biggest issue with OG Naruto is that again, power scaling, where they eventually go from, I want to become the 4th Hokage, or the 5th Hokage, I'm gonna go fight off this man who's trying to just invade the village, to, I am going to try to stop literal God from sucking the soul out of everyone by putting them into a giant tree to create the ultimate ninjutsu and recreate the world, or something like that. I think that's what the power was. I don't remember. I'm like, so that's why I complain about Naruto. That's like my biggest complaint about Naruto. I hate ridiculous power scales, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna have Zeoposer be the driver. All right, we have 3 components. All right, let's keep going. Everyone's on the ship except for Sun. Let's get Sun on here. Let's stop digging rocks. Thank you very much. Everyone on board. This is gonna be quite the journey that we gotta go on, so I wanna make sure we're ready for this. All right. So we're gonna undraft you, world map, continue on, reform the caravan. All right. Excellent. All right, continuing on. We have another 33 days to go. Continue. All right, to keep Sun from going bored of driving, I will give him the power of... Oh, I don't have a radio. Oh, wait. We're gonna build a small radio with our last 3 components, just so he's you know, happy little driver. You know, keep him a little happy. I mean, I don't care about Boruto spoilers. If anyone else cares, they should probably speak up now or forever hold their peace. But again, I'm familiar kind of with what happens in Boruto because I've seen spoilers myself at this point. I know about the whole they're trying to, like, Naruto's like been erased from people's memories or something along those lines, and it becomes like a whole plot point of trying to like, whoa, what happened to Naruto? Who is this Naruto person you keep talking about? Or something like that, right? Something along those lines is my understanding. Did we get backpacks for everyone yet? Some people do not have backpacks yet, and I'm gonna definitely need more backpacks. Oh, here, I need to make sure... We have 8 pawns, right? Let's make sure until we have 8, counting equipped pawns. That way everyone gets a bag. Okay, I need to make sure everyone has a backpack. Can I build another refrigerator? I do not have components for this. Okay, we are probably going to lose a lot of this meat, mostly because it's going to spoil. I'm going to change this real quick. I'm going to allow a copy, paste it here, mostly so I can get the meat out of here. Doesn't hold that much, but if I can get meat out of here and into here, that'd be ideal. The rice will go into this one, and then we'll just see how much rice we can get. Fights more gods from other dimensions. He misses his daughter's birthday and adopts a kid that tries to beat his son to death. Oh, wait, what? See, I don't... Okay. It's kind of my issue with D&D as well. And a lot of these fantasy RPG systems. Okay. I have a big issue with fantasy RPGs. Tabletop RPGs. Because of ridiculous power scaling, just like you're mentioning. Because a lot of them just love the idea of like, but what if we made it so the characters are super overpowered and they can literally fight God? And I'm like, I don't want my characters to fight God. I want them to fight the local bandit keep or something like that. Keep it, you know, within like this certain level of thing that I enjoy. It's kind of like my biggest issue with a lot of tabletop RPGs is that they just love to scale from like, you start as a peasant and then you're fighting rats, and then by the end of the game you're fighting liches and demigods, and then if you really want to go further than that, you can fight actual gods. Border's part god because of a tattoo. Assigns lots for ninjas to gauntlet. Okay. I mean, to be fair, I think that seems like that was going to be the actual progression with Naruto. Having technology like that does make a lot of sense, in my opinion. I think that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Much more. Okay, we're getting there. We're actually making pretty good progress ever since I changed how long it takes. But again, we're entering the really cold lands of the ice sheets, and so once we get there, it's gonna be really tough. I did set the ice age, right? Oh, I set the ice age. Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm pretty sure I did. You know what? Let me... If I didn't, we'll fix it once we park again. Because I think game conditions follow you no matter what tile you're on, right? So, I don't read a lot of... haven't read too much manga lately. I've mostly been reading light novel adaptations because they're like my favorite. Like I mentioned the other day, I was reading this one called Leah Niston, I think is her name, and that's probably like one of my favorite ones. The Opposer's sad again because he's in minor pain. Why is he always breaking down while we're trying to drive? All right, let's camp for a little bit. I guess we'll use this opportunity to go grab some materials. There's a lot of components. We'll just grab all the components we can get our grubby little hands on. There's an ancient danger over there. I am not confident we can survive that. I did not watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I think it was on my list of I'll read this eventually maybe, and I never... There's a lot of predators on this map. We're gonna kill them real fast. Just gonna start killing this thing. I think shooting from up here doesn't work very well. What is going on? Why are they not allowed down? Okay. Let's kill the warg. I have to start killing a lot of these animals real quick just so they don't accidentally kill our brave warriors. Like this polar bear here? Oh, he's a dead polar bear. Excellent. All right. Let's go kill it again. All right. There should be a few more predators we need to knock out. I know very little about Jujutsu Kaisen other than people say domain expansion a lot, and that's about it. I have no idea how accurate that is to what actually happens in Jujutsu Kaisen. Other than there's like some guy named Goro. He's got like white hair and blue eyes, and everyone's like really into him for some reason because he's like one of those hot baddie types that I guess, get people hot and bothered. I think that's literally all I know. Okay, let's kill this last one. Let's kill the last, what is this? Warg? Yeah. Stand right there. Fire. All right. Perfect. Now we got components. We got materials. We can keep expanding our domain. Oh, let's get him out of here. We'll expand our domain, Lamau. We might actually have a different person. Who's happier? Maybe we'll have Goldenrod Drive for the time being because he seems to be the most happiest and less prone to mentally breaking down in the near future. Okay, we have enough rice, I think, to last us for a bit. I'm gonna actually pivot the crops real fast. Oh, if I do heal root, it'll take about 3 days. Oh, we cannot actually grow heal root. No one is smart enough to grow heal root. Oh, that sucks. All right. No heal root it is. Okay. Unfortunate. Let's grab these components and let's skedaddle on out of here. Domain expansion is essentially the most OG thing a sorcerer can do, but even then, it's not a guaranteed win. Yep. Oh, you can do it, but you're mentally breaking down, so that's why it says you can't do it. Because you literally can't because you're not in the right headspace right now. All right, I'm gonna make Goldenrod be the driver. All right, hop on in. Let's get this show on the road. All right, reform the caravan. I believe you should be assigned to growing, but I'll double check for you. Oh, it's getting longer. All right, let the traversing begin. Alrighty. So you are, in fact, not assigned to deal with plants, but we're gonna make you deal with plants now. So that's why. So now if I change these to heal root, you at least get some heal root done, so we can at least rip through all of the meat that we have for food. We got a spare warg and a spare polar bear and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure I can let this game run on speed 4, and I think it should just self-run. But before I do that, I do want to try to expand and adjust certain areas here so we can maybe make this a little faster. Now, we don't have that much power. Probably need to start investing in batteries. We don't have batteries. All right, where's the battery technologies? I would like to learn how to build the ancient technology of a battery. One of these will say battery. Am I blind? Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Electrical batteries. Okay, so we got to run through all these technologies. That's fine. Let's get some batteries researched while we do this. Ray's going to keep making fuel out of poop. We have a lot of chem fuel. We'll need to find a new storage spot for this, so I don't know. We'll make a I guess a simple shelf is probably okay. Ooh, it's a little expensive though. Maybe we'll do just another crate. We can store the chem fuel outside, so there's a very little chance that it, destroys us. We'll do here chem fuel, so we can store it out. Wait, does chem fuel rot if it's outdoors? I can't remember. I guess if it's on a shelf, it probably shouldn't. It should be fine. And we'll start expanding this a little bit. So we'll get some heal root in, and hopefully all your pawns will start to recover from their mental insanity. People are going to be sad about bedrooms, but we'll worry about that later. Oh, it can take decay damage? Okay, just kidding. We're not going to put this here then. We'll put the chem fuel storage. That's probably fine. All right. So the main thing to keep in mind is hopefully Goldenrod does not have a mental breakdown while we're traveling, but his mood is so high, he should be fine. His mood is 69. He's got food available. I believe he should just automatically eat whatever's on the ship. I keep calling it a ship when it's not really a ship. Yeah, so he just automatically eats. Okay, so then it's just mainly up to everyone else's mood. to stay happy. Probably need to find more entertainment for them. A radio, a book series, anything like that would probably help keep them sane. But again, we're gonna try to move all this chem fuel out of here. And it's working pretty well. Alright, now hopefully the opposer can start growing heal root here. If I can click your pawn. Okay, I don't know why you're not growing the heal root, but hopefully you will soon. Maybe when you're done reading or watching. Wait, that's fine, whatever. I want to set up some work orders before I go use the restroom so I can just speed for it and then I'll go do that. Let's see, what other things am I missing? We have 10 components, we have ammunition, we got guns for most people that need a gun, we have backpacks for basically everyone at this point, except for the kids. And we got research going, that's good too. What other production facilities am I missing? Weapon modules. Fabrication bench is probably the correct thing. Or a lathe. A lathe will allow us to make components with the steel that we don't have. So we'll need to find an advanced component in the near future. Unfortunately, there's not really anyone we could... There's one more person we could trade with on the journey, and that's making a stop at this place, but there is impassable mountains on the way there. And so there's not... We can't really visit that. So Veros would be the last potential stop. Oh, right, soup. Thank you. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you. You're right. I need to make an electric pot so we can make soup. Thank you. Who needs meals when you have soup? Lots and lots of soup. Okay, that should be fine. And then we'll probably... Don't think we can really afford a heater right now. I kind of want to build one more alternator, but I think we'll just wait until we can get our way down there. 30 more days. All right. I'm going to let this run at speed. Let's see. What else can I do here? Anything that doesn't require a component would be nice, but I think we'll do a fueled smelter real quick. And then that should be fine. I'm gonna also throw in a tool cabinet like right here, make these buildings a little bit faster. And I think that's all we need for now. Oh my god, we can make beanbag bullets. Huh. We don't really need to take anyone down non-lethally. We're very much take them down with impunity. We could also build a quad-mounted machine gun, which is a little excessive for our needs. Steel barricade would also not be a bad idea. Gives us a little bit of protection. You know what I mean? Like this. We can probably do one also over here. Just adds a little bit of extra barrier to defend against, and we maybe move these at a later time. But for now, this is okay. And get rid of that one. Right, I'm gonna let the game run. You can stare at it like this. We'll run it at speed 4. Or speed 3 is fine. I don't think we can get rated while we're traveling anyways. I'll be right back. Oh, fun. We're in the cold zone now. Look at that. It's... As soon as we try to stop here for a little bit, it's going to be nasty. Also, Airman Joker has gotten a growth period. Unfortunately, the only option is feeble because apparently, again, it's just been a little unlucky. However, because I'm going to blame mechanics breaking on this, I'm just going to get rid of that for you, and then for Umi, also get rid of heat intolerant. Toolkit's broken, is all I'm going to say. We have tried to get Toolkit to work correctly, and it just has not, so keep that in mind. Also, we can make soups now. So, I don't know how to make a soup, but we can make a fine soup, which will require us to make a serving of fine soup, and we will do this until there is at least one in stock somewhere, and then that is just means it's cooking. So, basically, this should mean I can allow Kefir to just, well, cook soups all the time. In fact, we're going to test this out real quick. So, Kefir, I need you to cook a soup for me. So, here's... Oh, well, I guess it probably did, but it's too late now. Okay, so I put in a soup here. And so now the soup will take 2 days to cook, and now we will have fresh soups. In fact, I could make a second one of these, and we can have more soups being cooked at the same time all the time. It's probably a lot more efficient than using, you know, than making these. In fact, we're going to suspend making the simple meals for now until we really need it. We're just going to try to focus entirely off of soups. However, we can't really afford the power, so it's going to be a little nasty electricity wise for a little bit, and we're gonna go here, stop metal from slag, do this forever. But that's fine, it'll be okay. This is all part of the end game. Okay, once we get all of it, once we make it, okay? So, how far have we made it into the deep tundra? There is a lot more tiles to go. There is 28.6 more days of traveling as Goldenrod continues to sit here and keep everyone alive. Now, despite the fact that he's the one traveling and he's sterilized, old gunshot wound, all this other stuff, he is doing a pretty good job of just staying calm and keeping everyone alive. It's everyone else who's on here that's on the verge of having a mental breakdown all the time. In fact, we might do a quick celebration to maybe get people... Oh. Was Goldenrod the Elder? Oh, shoot, it might be Goldenrod. In that case, we might not be able to run this event without taking a short break. It is getting colder, though. You might notice that it is now negative 30 centigrade outside. So it's getting even nastier. Let's also add more tech on the research. Let's throw on mortars. What else do the kids like? Pumps and... stuff. We can make synthread now. I forgot. I have a mod that lets us make synthread. It's VGP. And probably we'll need better weapon options. So, automatic quarries will help us out a lot too. And here we go. Gas operation, get gun turrets, and then we can pivot into the heavier options as well. That should be fine. But I am enjoying this. It's just like a slow burn watching it. And if we take a break anywhere here, we're not really going to see anything. We might have to at some point, though, just to maybe see if there's anything nearby. Because, again, this is the nearest town. This is basically the last stop we could trade at. But we could just keep going. Maybe we'll just keep going, actually. Yeah, I'd rather just take a straight shot over there. 28 days. We're over some of the most nastiest land known to man. And that's why our move speed is cratered to 6.3. Ice sheet, winter, double winter is actually reducing it by a lot. Is there anything to find on an ice sheet, or is ice sheet just really... There's no soil for plants to grow on. The only animals here are migrating to somewhere else or are badly lost. Okay. So we'll probably make camp here because it's next to some mountains. So there's a high chance we're going to be able to find some raw resources to take advantage. Right. That's kind of my plan. Put some bears and rabbits. Hey, you know what? Bears and rabbits are edible. So I'm not going to say no to killing bears and rabbits if it gives us more food. That's kind of my thought process about this whole thing. That's deterring the glacial plains for actual hunting. We're gonna stop here though because it's right next to this mountain tile, so there's probably, or there are hills, there's probably some resources that we can maybe take a quick peek at, right? Just don't eat bear liver. Ah, here we go, perfect. There is a bunch of ruins here. There's a lot of like ruined APCs, ruins of a war long past, of a dead people. I'm gonna save the game real fast. I don't know why the Ice Age thing isn't permanent. I'm gonna turn the Ice Age back on. Okay, there we go. Now we have an Ice Age again. Okay, so anything compacted here that I can grab? Oh, there's a bunch of machinery, so we're gonna grab all that first and foremost. That's like the #1 priority. And then we should be able to survive. We need to find a way to heat the rest of this up and refuel everything. I might actually build another alternator. I might actually build... I actually might just build another alternator. Like, legitimately. That'll give us another 1,000 watts of electricity. If I build one more after that, we can even get even more. We could smash this apart, but... we don't have a lot of melee smashing weapons. We may need to think about getting our hands on some of those. Maybe we give Airman Joker a weapon as well. You know what's really funny? I was actually watching some rewatching Snowpiercer clips the other day, and I was like, man, this entire train society is a disaster. It's like, let's keep all the poor people in the back and all the rich people near the front, except we're all on one giant thing that's like gonna crash at the end of the film and everyone dies. Well, they all live technically, but they're basically ruined because they lost their super comfortable lifestyles. At least they were all alive on the train. Did anyone ever see that movie? Snowpiercer? Basically, in a far future, or near future, I don't know, the world has frozen over, and the only people that are still alive are these people who are living on this train called the Snowpiercer. And it goes round and around and around the earth on this singular monotrack of some kind. Let's also get Goldenrod out of here, so maybe Goldenrod can participate in activities. The movie annoyed you with its message. Wait, what message? Which part of the messaging did it annoy you about? I'm actually kind of curious. I thought the movie was fine if you don't think about. The thing with these movies is you can't take it too seriously. You gotta just gotta accept that it's gonna be dumb. That's really what it is. That these movies are not meant to be a cinematic, thought-provoking masterpiece. It's just an action film. Are building something that complicated? Oh, that part. Yeah, okay. I can see why that would be pretty annoying. Yeah. I have 11 components. Ray's also having mental breakdowns, so she's hiding in her room that doesn't exist. The problem is that her room's on the ship, and I believe this map tries to be on the corner of the map. So we gotta get Ray back at some point, or else it's not gonna be ideal. That's especially annoying. No, I can see why that would be annoying, yeah. Alright, Ray. You want to go back to your room? You should go walk back to your actual room and not to the corner of the map here, which I know Ray thinks that's where it is, but I know that's where it's also not. Let's also try to build a hospital here. This thing does not have a hospital, and I would like to put one down somewhere. I'm going to actually put the hospital outside. That's probably the best spot to put it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this stack of barricades. I need to see who's alive, or who's a builder. Ah, Kefir is a builder and a cook. So many things a singular pawn does. Alright, let's deconstruct all this. And then I'm gonna build a new hospital just in this general area here. Doesn't need to be a big hospital, just needs to be big enough. I can put about 3 beds. 2 beds here is fine. Do I have access to... Okay, we'll just do standard bed. 1... 2... And then... Oh, I could make this more... I could make this more cramped. I guess realistically, I would try to consolidate as much space as possible, so we'd probably do something like this. 3, move the door back down here, cancel this one, this one, this one. There we go. Still think they should have had a cadre. Oh, shoot. Okay. No, I did this wrong. This should be facing this way. Put the door on this side. Like that. Okay. You should have a cadre of actually competent engineers who go screwed over by his weird philosophy as actual trained builders. Well, what's the saying? Rich people are the craziest people, or something like that. And that's kind of what happened. The crazy rich people ultimately caused the downfall of everything that happened on that ship. All right, I think we're ready to go, right? We got all the components. Let's keep traveling. Goldenrod, where are you? I need you to drive. All right, hop on in. Okay, so why don't I have more pots of soup being cooked here? What happened to my soup? Oh, shoot, they're not making the soup, are they? I need Kefir to make more soup. Come on. Alright, let's reform the caravan. We got everything I care about. And let's continue on our merry... Okay, hold on. Wait, where's Umi? Is Umi not on the ship? Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Umi was not on the ship. Now Umi's on the ship. There should be 7 names, and that should be enough to reform. Okay. And then we're going to change our route. We're going to head down again. 27 days remain. I actually managed to get something that Snowpiercer built. I mean, hey, who knows? It's a fantasy. It's a science fiction whack job fantasy that you just kind of have to accept. That's kind of how I always see it. It's like, you know it's going to be nonsensical. You just kind of accept that it's going to be nonsense, even if it's... You have to really suspend your disbelief and just kind of accept that the things that they do in some of these films are just, you know, it's not going to make a lot of sense. Just have to roll with it. Find soups, please. Oh, I see. I didn't set this to do forever. Okay, that's the problem. This process must be set to do forever, and that way we can be making soup all the time. Perfect. You love this diagonal soup pot, by the way? It makes total sense. So dumb. Whatever. At least we'll make some... We'll have a lot of fine soups every 2 days. We might need a third one. You should go watch Project Hail Mary. I found that. I actually got the chance to see Project Hail Mary over the weekend. I still never got a chance to read the book. I didn't have time. So I can only comment on the movie from a moviegoer perspective. And at some point, I would like to eventually read the book when I find a chance to do so. Just haven't had a chance to do so. Just too many other things going on. Don't have time. But it was a very fun science fiction romp. Featuring Ryan Gosling, because, I mean, it's better than having Chris Pratt and everything. And I think he did a really good job portraying the main character. I'd recommend it. I actually don't go to the theater too often nowadays, mostly because there's nothing good that I want to watch. And I think the only films that I'm kind of interested in seeing in the near future that is like, what are the new Spider-Man movie coming out soon. Brand new day, I think, comes out in like July. Which I know everyone's sick and tired of cape slop, hero slop, superhero slop, Marvel slop, whatever you want to call it. But I think Spider-Man is usually one of those films that generally is okay and does a pretty good job of not being that bad of a film series. So that's kind of what I'm likely going to watch at some point in the near future. Let's keep this going. We're making it. We're progressing. Except someone's having a tantrum every 5 seconds because I can't get them to chill. The fact that I can't get like they're learning starved, it's just unfortunate. I think this map is just broken, but I can't really do anything about that. Ah, Zeoposer and Sun are now lovers, and they will need a new bedroom for the two of them. Perhaps I can start having them make new children for the colony. Alright, in that case, I'm going to now fit in a very, very cramped bed right over here. And let's get rid of this bed here, because then I can put Ray and... or I'm gonna move this bed out. I think if we can get children in the colony, more babies to, you know, educate, it's not a bad idea. I think that'll be perfectly fine. And that bed's the wrong way. Okay, so I gotta rotate that. Okay, let's have Ray quickly just move that bed around. Perfect. Let me drink my water real quick. God. There's just so much we have to keep progressing towards. I'm still kind of amazed that there's a couple settlements here, but no one's ever gonna really go to those settlements. Maybe some of these settlements will start dying out, especially as most of this is just now tundra and ice sheets and all sorts of nasty. Yes, a research opportunity with what researcher that I'm going to send out there. I'm not gonna do anything like that. That sounds stupid. Okay. So this bed we're gonna assign to Poser. Okay, so ID Legend forbids us from letting them sleep. Okay, I'm gonna change that real quick. I thought I didn't have that. I guess spousal only physical love makes sense. I guess it's the end of the world, so we're just gonna make it free. They're allowed to do whatever they want to do with whoever is appropriate with them. So in this case, since the opposer and Sun are in that type of relationship, we're gonna set them together, and then I'm gonna start basically shrinking down this bedroom area here to basically make this room a little bit more cramped. It's not ideal, but I think it'll be fine. It's gonna be very, very cramped though. I can get rid of that one too. And then this one here, now that this bed's ready to go, we can move Umi here. And also, again, move the lights and then everything else. Basically just rearranging everything as we are known to do. Just like that. I think that's a pretty good way of doing things, because then we can maybe do something with this other space. A library would be ideal. Obviously, a lot of other things we could maybe do, but for now, we'll just have to hope this map, you know, we get there faster. As long as Goldenrod can hold his mental state, we'll be okay. If Goldenrod starts to lose his sanity, then that's bad. We are running out of meat, though. So once this heal root crop is fully grown, we're just gonna pivot back to rice, because the rice legitimately will supplement our food rations. It's not the equivalent of making sawdust soup yet, but we're kind of getting to the point where making sawdust soup is starting to seem like a valid option for us. But again, we're trying to avoid sawdust soup as much as possible. We're not evil, okay? We're not evil. Hi, Marksman. The command doesn't work. I'm so sorry. I didn't bother fixing it. So, toolkit, no toolkit today. You work with whatever else we got. Oh my god, it's super freezing in these rooms too. Okay, these are medical beds. Let's make those medical beds. Perfect. And then let's start upgrading our hospital. I really need to get a centralized heating system going. But for now, as long as these some of these core rooms are warm. I think that's all that matters. Then I can just kind of spread it around with the overwall vents. Okay, we got mortars now. And then probably sneaking up here and up here should be fine too. So each of these rooms will share some of the heat here. We'll probably extend it out a little bit though. That'll be fine. 18, 18, 19. Yeah, because it's now shared. Perfect. So a lot of the ship is getting quite toasty. And so our dear pawns aren't going to be freezing to death anymore. They will be perfectly comfortable as they stand outside and gaze at the stars. I need to give them more entertainment, I think, is the other thing. Wait, what else can I make this out of? Oh, I need cloth to do this. I can't just make a billiards table out of leather. It's kind of silly. What if I put down an old computer? Maybe an old computer would not be a bad idea. Maybe at least they can educate themselves by playing Minecraft, I guess. Sure, we'll put a small computer right there. Okay. So our dear children pawns can go over there and go on cool math games and whatever that is, whatever kids are into. I remember like those old websites where you could play games like that. There was one that I miss, and I've been trying to remember what it was called. There was this browser-based game I played a long time ago where you made like contraptions all with using just like gears and wheels and sticks, and you could make like little cars with it. I vaguely remember it was like a Flash game with very simplistic art style. And I've been trying to find the name of that stupid game for like the longest time, but I've just not been able to because I was playing it in elementary school, and I was last in elementary school, oh, I don't know, maybe some 21 years ago, so I think that game is probably like long gone now. Maybe one day I'll find it, and if so, maybe they've updated it and now it's on Steam. It's usually how these old Flash games go. I don't know if anyone ever like used to play the era of Flash games on Newgrounds and Armor games, but I did notice very recently on like a Steam sale that a lot of those games did ultimately come to Steam in a more modern, just updated variant. Like there used to be what was this game called? Like not Onslaught. Like this is one where you're defending like your house from a horde of zombies. If that makes sense. It's like a lot of games like that I used to play, and I'm kind of surprised like a lot of them did ultimately come to Steam, like Armor games. Like and there's like another one where it's like the trenches one, where you have like you're fighting a war and you have to send your troops to fight, you know, go over the wall. And in like a World War I, World War II-esque setting. I don't remember if I'm probably talking nonsense to some people who've never played these games, because nowadays all the kids are into Roblox and Roblox type games. Okay. We've grown the heal root. I don't really want to grow this any longer, so we're going to pivot all this to rice now. Should be enough heal root to keep us going. All right, back to rice. I need more rice. All right, that should be fine. I gotta find a way to educate these pawns, but I think the child thing just doesn't work on this. What a bit of shame. But that's okay. All right, we have 22 and a half more days to our journey. We will definitely reach it today. And once we reach our destination, we can figure out what to do with the Ark prototype. And then we'll have to figure out where we're going to build it. But I think building it out here would be kind of fun. Although we would be very, very far from anything and everything. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to put the Ark generator on the ship. Yeah, you like the Choco Field? Hi, Alana. Welcome to the Choco Field ice cap. Right next to the icy reindeer ocean. So as far as I can tell, this is Santa's workshop. Look at all these other places here. We got Mount Purple Beetle and a bunch of other things here. Small Hip Range and Mount Purple Porcupine. Also get the stupid porcupine quill out of him. I don't know why I've not done that yet. Let's read this. Not that PC. I am not doing 100% coverage, okay? I wish to at least let the game operate I don't want this thing to take forever. Oh, we need a chair for the computer. Furniture. I'm gonna put down a very basic school chairs. Fine. There we go. And then we'll put a nice little chair there. I'm not gonna melt my PC. I like my PC to be alive, especially as we're trying to navigate our way down with our ever-dwindling supplies of food that I have to keep an eye on. Now, granted, we are growing lots and lots of soup, which is the only small blessing that we have, but it is not ideal, our situation that we're in. We need to store all the wood somewhere, too. I'm gonna pivot this one to... Alright, let's make another one here. Storage. Clear all wood. I need a spot to store all the spare metals that we have, or spare wood we have. I think, however, soon though, we will maybe pause our journey and let's go, like, once we make it to the hills on this ice sheet, we can pause our trip and then we'll maybe farm for whatever resources we can get our hands on, whether it's slaughtering animals or buying steel, whatever we can find, really. And we'll see where we can go from there. Because again, this is a very long journey. I do like these nomadic runs. I think Gravship has definitely spoiled me, where I feel like I have to play with moving colonies instead of just playing like in a stationary colony. Like, I haven't done a stationary colony in a very, very long time, and that's like the weirdest thing for me to think about. Because I used to do a lot of just very stationary colonies, but oh man, Odyssey makes me just want to travel more, explore the world more. You know what, now I'm kind of curious how my PC would handle a 100% world map size with Rimworld. The mechanic mod that allows every faction to go send caravans after each other and attack their bases and whatnot. I think that would be kind of interesting. I don't think my PC would like it. Maybe I'd throw in like 15 factions to make it extra interesting. Maybe organize it so that the colonies aren't, the faction cities aren't just... Oh wait. Oh, it's just orange. I thought it was starting to melt in here. I was like, why is it so orange colored? Let's add a few lights here. I thought this entire place was about to start like melting apart. I do not want the run to end in 1 week. This run's already a little disastrous, but we're trying to make it work, so it's not that big of a deal. But it is something I am noticing that we're trying our best to survive. Like, Toolkit already broke, and it was fine the other day too. So I don't know. Oh, we're out of meat. Yeah, we've run out of meat. We may need to stop soon. Oh, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna camp. Let's go kill local wildlife to find their food. How have you been? What's your thoughts on the gaming industry basically imploding because of Tim Sweeney's greed and his desire to defeat Steam and Google and whatever the other thing is called, and the App Store? I don't pay attention to Apple products. I still think it's so tragic. He spent all this money trying to defeat... He so badly wants to be Gabe, and he's willing to sue all these other companies and try to, you know... Oh my gosh. Oh, hello, it's negative 46 centigrade. Okay, so, here's a problem. Our pawns will freeze to death if they stand outside. He's lost the plot. I think a lot of people would probably agree with you that he's just kind of like lost it. Like I said, he desperately wants to become Gabe, and he's already like, all he has to do is like just keep Fortnite running and then just keep Unreal Engine being developed, and he will make a more $1 billion. But he wants more and more and more. He doesn't want to give any money to companies like Google for any reason whatsoever. So even if it means like bypassing like the app stores and whatnot, yeah, our gear is not designed for weather this cold, and we're about to keep going even further. Is there a way to make their clothes even more cold? Oh wait, a hat. I just realized none of these people have hats. We should probably give them hats. We could do it. Okay, hold on. So I do a tail cap made out of blue fur. That will provide 10 Cs of cold insulation. If I use a Turk and I make it out of blue fur. Oh, I can't. It's got to be buffalo wool. Okay, so in this case, we're probably gonna make tail caps is probably the best thing that we could do, or a flop hat. Flop hat. It's also got to be made with wools, which we don't have. Okay. Okay, so in that case, yeah, we're making tail caps out of blue fur, and hopefully that'll keep people a little warm. Let's make this until we have 8 on hand. We should have enough materials to do this. We just need people to sit there and make it. Also, I forgot to I keep forgetting to unload people. Oh, swap hat's not a cold weather gear. I don't know like which ones are actually the cold weather gear. This run's also kind of a test for me to see if I can understand how to survive extreme weather situations in Rimworld, because it's not a thing I do that often. So this kind of provides like an interesting option for me to learn how to maybe not suck at it so much. Unfortunately, I am definitely still sucking at it. But thankfully we can have Ray sit here and make more hats. Yeah, exactly. Like ever. I'm very bad at surviving cold weather situations in Rimworld because we don't ever do it that often. We'll deal with like a short winter here, a short winter there, you know, just very minor shenanigans. But now this is cold, and we should keep moving. We are not gonna have a lot of food. I'm gonna actually pivot this from making no more fine soups. We're gonna pivot to simple soups at most. You do get a little bit more meals out of this until we have 1, and then once these are done making this, we will do simple soups, do forever. Make a simple soup, do forever. Okay, so at least the soups are going to be cooking all year round. I'm going to have Goldenrod yet again get into the driver's seat. All right, let's skedaddle on out of here. Everyone on top. Let's go. Come on. Okay. 20 more days, comrades, and then we will discover the first part of the arc reactor. And look, Ray's got a funny hat. Oh, that hat is really big. Okay, so the main thing is we actually have a lot of backpacks, but I don't think everyone's wearing a backpack either. That or their pawn is too big for me to realize they're probably not wearing a backpack. No, we actually have a lot of backpacks. Okay, that's good to know. So again, the main thing is we just don't have enough food. Now, this amount of rice will keep us fed for a little bit longer, but I'm trying to avoid stopping as much as possible. And then we'll build the real colony. This is all the temporary colony. The real colony is going to be big around the generator. And it's going to be probably one of the grandest things I'm going to try to build. Something I've not done in quite some time either. I think we'll do like center, and then we'll split the colony into 4 quadrants. And then we'll just do like concentric circles and quarters and wedges, and I'll find a way to make it look nice. There's always a way. Don't worry, no. I actually am keeping people warm and toasty here. Look at this. We have heaters inside here. It's nice and warm in most places. Ignore the fact that this area is 0 degrees and some of these are negative 17 degrees. That's a completely small, minor issue. Maybe I should fix these bedrooms too. Alright, we'll fix these bedrooms. I want to move that bedroom out of there at some point. So I think what I can do is I can put another bedroom here. And then I can move this door. This is fine. We gotta give them something to do anyways, so I'm okay with like wasting a little bit of resources, but I'm trying to essentially move these bedrooms out of here, and then I can make like another room for something else here. And yes, the children are gonna keep having temper tantrums because I can't give them any education. That's kind of like the biggest issue. I think the education thing is just broken, unfortunately. And I know not how to fix it, and at this point I have kind of resigned myself into understanding that's probably just going to be broken. Because one of the mods probably broke, and that's basically all I can say about it. This here's fine. So at least we can have a... We can give this bedroom a little bit something else. We actually have more beds than people now. So I could afford one more pawn. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I should not afford one more pawn because we cannot afford the food cost associated with keeping another pawn in here. Actually, let's just go here. That should be fine. I want to just standardize the general design of keeping this area warm. I actually do not like where I've kind of put the hydroponics bay is unfortunately not in a spot where I want to keep it. But I've already kind of committed there, so we're going to leave it. And hopefully everyone should have a nice hat, and once Umi and Airman Joker grow up, they will be qualified to have their own hats as well. Yeah, private bedrooms on a vehicle map. It's crazy, right? Who? Barracks? What's a barracks? We're not even using bunk beds this time. With 8 pawns, I think it's fine to do this. I think with 8 pawns is perfectly reasonable. I'm going to do another storage here. I need a... whatever the tallest shelf that I can afford is. Tall display shelf. All right. I'm gonna put a shelf here. I do not know what okay. I don't know what direction this is gonna look at, but this is fine. We're gonna put in all medicinal objects go in there. No, this is totally reasonable. I have justified this, and it totally works fine. Totally. I am absolutely not being delusional. Or what do the kids say now? Delulu? I think that's the word that they all use now. Okay, then I'm gonna get rid of this stuff here. Okay, so that should fix that up a little bit more. And I guess it puts a heater in this main area, although it's not really necessary. So this heater is gonna try to heat up this room. It's not gonna succeed, but you know what? It's gonna be the little heater that tried. How much more do we have to go travel? Do we still have food? Okay, we still have a decent amount of soups and other fine meals, and hopefully the rice will grow soon. Yeah. That's fine. Well, to be fair, they're only freezing if they're outside. If they're inside, they're fine. Uzi is the one little he has to heat one barracks room. Yeah, no, every single person gets their own bedroom. You know what's funny? I can't even get water on this thing, so I can't even do heated water shenanigans. Like a water boiler would be the most space efficient way to do this, but I just have not bothered to do that, so... And also, this alternator room is very, very toasty, so it provides a lot of heat and electricity. I might add another alternator there. But now I've opened up this entire section for more projects. In fact, I could just get rid of this bedroom. I could completely get rid of this and it would be fine. Actually, you know what? That might not be a bad idea. If I get rid of this bed, that opens up this entire corner for either storage or more production. What production would I need? Honestly, I would like a lathe just so I could make components. But I don't know where I'm gonna get an advanced component. I have no idea legitimately where I'm gonna find one of those things. They seem to be kind of difficult to find. Because you have to trade for them, right? You gotta go buy them. Maybe we'll find one at the objective location. It's gonna be a bit longer. 17 and a half days, not too bad. It's just, as long as we can keep everyone fed, as long as there's soup hanging around here, that's all that matters, and I can keep ordering Kefir or someone to just put the soup on the onto the thing. Well, Z Poster, you are currently in bed with Sun. Is apparently your in-game lover, and you will be, I don't know, doing your best to survive. As, let's see, so you are a 21-year-old male, and Sun is a 21-year-old female. Perfect breeding stock to make additional, both of your perfect breeding stock specimens to continue the human genome. Wow, that sounds terrible when I say it like that. Science fiction's weird is all I'm gonna say. I can't believe this. Listen, it's the end of the world. We need them to make more children to continue the human bloodlines that have long been lost. Perhaps one of them is a noble, and their noble bloodline will continue into the far future if they can survive and make it all the way to the generator. Anything is possible with enough faith and belief. Oh my goodness, we do not have enough power. Oh, because one of the generators broke. Eat the nobility. Fair enough, that's also an option. That is also a choice that we can make. Oh gosh, we are out of... I think we're running out of materials to make more soups. We gotta fix that generator ASAP. I think I'm gonna put that last spot there as a battery. Even if I can just build a simple 4K battery that gives us a little bit of electricity to keep things functional. But I've done nothing wrong. I have done nothing wrong. Okay, so gun turrets are... Okay, we're actually getting through a lot of the research while we're traveling, which is really nice, because we can start to automate things once we get set up as well. In the meanwhile, let's also research, I don't know, animal prosthesis and combat cloaks would be really nice too. Solars and geothermal power would also be super fantastic to have. I'm gonna keep the game running at speed 4 until something of note happens, because at least I can keep yapping away while this is going on, right? Sun and Zeoposer are now getting married, which means the time for more children in the colony is fast approaching. Whether or not this will be a good idea or a bad idea, well, we'll find out in due time. That's right, children in the colony, aboard the little ship, the Snowpiercer, which is weirdly at this obnoxious, annoying angle because the world is curved and not flat. And ironically, that's the only reason why this thing, why the ship is slightly angled. We're getting there though. Wait, what do you mean orbit? There shouldn't be any orbits. Oh, okay, wait, there's an orbit. I mean, the other option is we can just go to the landed ship and just escape. Like, the only problem is that this thing is surrounded by nearly impossible to navigate terrain, so I'm not gonna really worry about that. We're running out of food again. I think we'll probably, you know, here, we're gonna camp real quick. We need to go hunt down whatever animals we can find, and then we'll continue. There's a few animals, thank goodness. All right, unload you, and let's get the 2 shotgunners ready to start blasting. There is a rabbit here. There is no more rabbit here. Okay, I want to finish that off. I don't know why they have to go around that direction. Like, I still don't understand this. I think the most obnoxious route to get to their destination. Alright, there is compacted machinery. Let's grab all that real quick. Every compacted machinery tile we can grab right now keeps us alive. Oh my goodness, it's negative 50 centigrade. Even their hats are not enough to keep them warm in this weather. Alright, time to keep hunting. We need the components. We're going to build more hydroponics. We're just going to expand the hydroponics room as much as we can. Alright, shoot that one. Blast them. Every rabbit's extra food for us. I did give people better cold gear. You have hats now. Hats actually keep you a little bit warmer by like an extra 10 degrees. Oh my gosh, alright, let's keep moving. There is one more rabbit to hunt down. And I'm not gonna crack this open yet. But at some point I will, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about Kefir's bedroom in the back there. It's not where I want it to be, but I have a solution. I have an idea. The idea is not going to be very good, but I think it'll work. Oh, yeah, we're out of rice. Okay. First of all, let's kill this thing. Can't even fish. It's impossible to fish right now. Actually, wait, I have an idea how we can fish. If you warm the area around a frozen body of water, like if I build a room around this and heat the center, will it melt the ice? Would it melt the ice and then it would be you know, you can fish in it, or is that not a thing? It does? Oh my goodness. It's just like this, how the Nords do it. All right, we're gonna become Nordic at some point. I have a terrible, terrible plan. What if I grab this heater and we temporarily make a fishing outpost right here? Okay, just kidding. I don't know where the water is because a lot of this is ice. There's salmon. 36 units of salmon's not really that much to work with, but it could be a functional... I think we're just gonna expand the rice. That's all we can do. Let's move the fuel tank down here, and then we're gonna try to expand this as much as I can. I think I'm gonna get rid of this bedroom here. We don't need this one. And then with this out of the way, I can expand this all the way down to the end, and that'll give us additional... Assuming we have enough components for this, we can build a few more extra hydroponics if we have the power to do so. We may need to turn off some buildings that we don't need. Like, we're not using the machining table right now, so let's just turn it off. Let's see what else I can turn off here. I think that's the only one that's really worth disabling. Oh, we can turn off the comms console. We're not really using that either. We don't need no comms console. There's no one to talk to. Everyone's dead. Okay. We got all the components out, right? Okay, so once Sun grabs that last rabbit, we're gonna shove Goldenrod right back into the driver's seat, and let's keep going. All right, come on. Perfect, and then we're gonna go world map, continue, reform. That's enough. 15 more days, and then we'll arrive at our destination. Then we can finally settle down and build the real colony, the real adventuring colony. Once we find a place to settle down, I think what will happen is we're gonna get the ARC part research, and then we'll probably build out in one of these areas here. This one's got a uranium ore rich, so maybe that's a consideration, or we'll just go to any of these glacial plains. Maybe one on a river so we can at least have some water to fish around. Okay. In the meanwhile, let's see here. We're gonna expand this out now. I think the easiest thing to do is just do this. I'm just gonna put a wall like right there. Oh my goodness, Airman Joker's so cold. Maybe children shouldn't be allowed outside anymore in this weather. I need Frostpunk music. If I had Frostpunk music, this would sound a lot more dramatic. Yeah, you like the negative 50 centigrade outside? It's just like the Frostpunk. All right, then we're gonna dismantle these. And hopefully this doesn't kill the rice crop, but it should be fine. Okay, so the temperature stabilized, and then we're gonna move these over here. And with our power output, we can afford to support, I think, 3 more of these. If we can afford the resource cost, which is the hardest part. The component cost is the hardest part. Because each of these costs 4, I can put 3. Yeah, that'll be fine. We have just enough. So while we travel, let's expand our food production facilities. Whoa, don't do that. Okay, don't demolish it. Okay, perfect. Grow some rice, and let's add another one. Excellent. Look at that. More food. God. It's so hard just trying to keep enough food on the table. Oh my god. We can't even make simple soup, so we're basically trying to survive. I don't know why, like, the soup is ready. I don't know why they're not putting it on the cooker. There we go. Well, it's not a lot of meat is the problem. How long did I survive in TLD, and what did I die from? So when I played The Long Dark, I usually don't die to starvation. I usually die to animals. Because I'll be like, oh, it's a wolf. I can survive the quick time event, and then I got mauled to death. I wish I was joking, but that's actually what happened. The wolf was a lot deadlier than anticipated. I was like, oh, it's a quick time event. I can do these. I'm very good at these when I play video games. And it's like, oh no, this is not your normal quick time event. It's just to escape, not for killing. And I'm like, ah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Can I afford one more? I think I actually would have the power to justify one more hydroponics basin, which I think I have to, because that'll give us extra food to survive. Because right now, all of our food is, because we're going to do is we're going to stop making simple meals, and we're going to rely entirely on the soups. These take about a day to grow. It's a very fast crop. As long as we can keep rice going, you get an extra 2 meals for every... You get 10 meals instead of 8 meals for the amount of food that I'm throwing in. A new law has passed. Soup. Exactly! Soup! We're not doing sawdust soup, which there was a mod that I saw that allows you to turn rocks into sawdust soup, which doesn't make a lot of sense, considering you would think you could turn wood into sawdust soup, but it was like rock chunks. And I was like, this doesn't really make sense, but at this point I'm not going to question what goes through the minds of a Rimworld modder. You ever look at the Rimworld category as like workshop recently? I saw the other day that someone just uploaded like a bajillion translation mods for translating a bunch of mods from English to German. And not only was it just covered with AI artwork, it was also just all AI translated. And I'm like, so this man didn't even bother, like, he's not even trying to translate it himself from English to German. He's just throwing it through an AI translator and then putting AI generated art on top of it. And he did one for like almost every major mod from Vanilla Expanded, because I guess he didn't want to make it all like one giant mod translation mod. He's like, let's just do multiple. It just made, it was annoying. It was so stupid. It really is full of slop now. You're right. It's actually insane just how much garbage is on the workshop. So much AI core. What is this? Oh, glacial plain. Oh, we probably should have gone to the alpha beaver tile. Are we out of food? Is that why they're having a tantrum? Ah, okay. I think we have no choice. We need to see if we can find some food here. Let's camp. Maybe we'll find something to kill. We have rice soup or rice bowls. Okay, there is nothing here but a single wolf. All right. Let's get out there. We got to kill it. Okay, you want to... Why do they want to walk down? Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, so we're gonna have these two go over here. I'm gonna kill this thing. You're having an existential crisis right now. From what? What is causing your existential crisis? All right, let's quickly finish this one off and then bring it back on. Okay. Perfect. How would your hairstyle work in IRL, but changing it because that's because you're... Oh, for 14? Or for what? Hi, Garm, how are you? Why are we sad, crying, sobbing? Are you okay? Did something bad happen? Alright, let's keep going here. We're gonna reform our caravan. I might have to go to the next town, see if there's any food there. We're getting there. That instantly is fine. Oh, that hair. Oh, I don't know. Isn't it just supposed to be like, maybe you just have a lot of Asian hair conditioner on it, and that's why it stays so perfectly still no matter what happens. That's kind of how I assume things work. It's all the hair conditioner that people use. You've been in panic mode since just before work. What happened at work that's causing you to be in a panic? Was it something really bad? Are you gonna be okay? You're always free to just chill here, as is the norm for what happens around these parts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we need more metal. Oh, God. We might have to hold on to this vehicle for a bit longer until we can build our mines. Because we will have access to auger drills at some point if I can get more parts for it, but it's gonna be really difficult. Oh wait, don't I have a thing that makes components? I could have sworn I did. Meat grinder, pure, drone cultivator, automated farming. I'll find a way to make this work. It's actually TWXTR, which is only for cosplay and following artists. What happened? What is that? I guess I'll Google this. XTR. Is this like a clothing brand? Oh. Oh, you're saying Twitter. Okay, got it. Okay, I was like, I have no idea what you were trying to say. I'm so sorry. Okay, that's how you're saying Twitter. Okay, that makes a little more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Jeez, we're dying. Umi is now catatonic. Airman Joker's belief has shattered because he's not being educated. We're all dying of malnutrition, which we're trying to solve. The soups aren't ready yet. I think we're gonna have to start hunting again. We might just stop here at the next tile. Anyways, Humikane has followed you. Who's Humikane? Wait. Humikane Shimada? The artist? And you're interesting. Huh. Well, congrats on getting followed by someone that I guess you look up to a lot. Is this person? Wait, have I seen this person's art before? I feel like I've seen this person's art before. I'm just trying to pin it somewhere. Oh, jeez, we need to kill. There's nothing but rabbits. All right, time to hunt down more rabbits. We're getting really hungry, and I don't want to go to. I don't want to have to do what's it called if I can avoid it. I don't want to have to resort to cannibalism. Well, congratulations on getting that follow. That sounds exciting. What are you gonna do now that you have that follow? What will you do with that knowledge? That power. Strike witches. I do. Yes, I did see strike witches and the Germans and. Oh, okay, got it. They probably saw your Kigurumi, and that's probably what caught their attention. Is going to be my assumption, right? Because that would catch most people's attention, considering that's a very unique thing to be doing. Let's haul this in. Haul that in. All that in. Okay, perfect. We killed a few animals, so at least that gets us a little bit more food. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, congratulations on getting followed, Garm. I hope I'm trying to think of the right word. That's a really cool thing. Congratulations. I think I just found their Twitter profile. Yeah, a lot of this looks very, very familiar to stuff I've seen before. Oh my god. Everyone. Oh, Sun is badly now. Oh, the malnourishment's getting worse. But the soups aren't ready yet. Okay, here we go. One soup's ready, so there's a little bit of food. Okay. Let's get everyone eating. Let's undraft Ray. Hopefully we can get the malnutrition resolved. Severe malnutrition. Oh my god. Alright, come on. There's food now. Let's get everyone eating. There's no need to starve. I think Goldenrod should be okay. No, he's also starving. Okay. Gotta eat too. No, they're not freezing. We're actually starving. Starvation is our biggest problem right now. But there's not enough food to go around, and we're trying our best to manage it, but it's still not ideal. We have multiple pots of soup going around the clock, so at least we can get some more meals through. I think we kind of stabilize our food. We'll see. What humans? There's no other humans on the map. Oh, yeah, there's no other humans on the map for us to really feed, or to really rip apart into food. Found a couple rabbits, I guess. We're gonna have Kefir just go outside and just shoot that rabbit. It ran away. Never mind. All right. Malnutrition should be going away. Wait, Goldenrod also has a partner that they want to sleep with. Who's your partner supposed to be? Havel. Oh my goodness, I need to turn this bedroom into another double bedroom? All right. They demand additional beds, so I shall give it to them. So I guess we'll get rid of this. As long as I have enough metal to do this, that's fine. And then I guess we'll just keep traveling. Okay, I'm gonna have Zeoposer be the driver now. And hopefully he'll survive. And then let's go back to the world map and let's go reform. That's all fine. And then continue on our journey. We're almost there. The subscriber are now plotting to make you a king as Charlotte Yeager from Strike Witches. Let me double check which one this one is. Yeager Strike. Let me double check because I do remember Strike Witches. I just don't remember the exact ones. Oh, her. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so Strike Witches is funny because the main thing I didn't like about Strike Witches is like the designs of the outfits. Because they're basically just bottomless. Like, they have underwear and what's probably like a swimsuit-esque design, but for the most part, it just looks like they have shirts, and that's it. And that's like the one thing I just like didn't like about the general design of Strike Witches. And you see this on like every single character. Also, I just pulled up Charlotte Yeager, and she reminds me of another character that I saw in an anime, or that and technically like novel manga that I was reading a long time ago. I'm just gonna pull it up so we can all take a look together. So the character Garm is referring to is this one. It is Charlotte Yeager, Charlotte Elwyn Shirley Yeager, of the 501st Joint Fighter Wing from Liberion, and she looks like this. Kind of tall, 165 centimeters. And you kind of see what I'm talking about, how it just looks like they're not wearing pants, right? It's just kind of like the shirts for whatever reason. I don't know. That's just a design choice that they went with for the characters in this. Soups are almost ready, right? Jeez, they ate all the soups. You know what's really funny? This character looks like the main... so I can find the wiki for this. This character... Subaru from Mayochiki, which is a rom-com that I read or watched an eternity ago when this came out, and I don't have a good image of this. Mayochiki Subaru. I'm not even kidding. Like, are you telling me it's not like almost the same, very much similar character? Long orange hair. Blue eyes. It's very similar is all I'm gonna say. God, I really used to read a lot of weird stuff back in the day. What's wrong with me? Where did I go wrong? Oh my goodness, wait. Havel's dying of hypothermia. Oh my goodness. It's negative 57 degrees outside. Maybe we should put away the telescope from now on. I don't think I want people freezing to death. I don't know how we're gonna survive this winter as we continue to navigate towards the poles. Like, thankfully we have food, but again, we're out of components. We may need to cheat in some components just so we survive, or we may need to dismantle some of these things to give us a little bit of extra parts, I think. Like, dismantling this might give us a little bit more. We'll see. And obviously our entire thing is powered with this alternator. We'll need to find some additional power sources and whatnot. What's the saying? The city must survive. The colony must survive. Anyways, Garm, hopefully your Kugurumi stuff goes pretty good. I've been seeing a lot of Kigu stuff on my Twitter feed recently for some reason. I have no idea why. Because it's not something that I search up actively, but maybe the powers that be just listen to what I'm saying and they're like, ah, this is clearly something this person must be interested in. And I'm just like, I don't know, fam, maybe. let's grab this, this, and we'll need also, you know, having a plane might not be the worst idea. And then I think we'll just grab all of that. Okay. Why Shirley is a character that you enjoy? Like, you appreciate the design of? You really vibe with? There's a lot of words you can use. I'm looking at her design right now. I mean, she's quite tall, American design, based off of what plane? She's carrying a M1918 bar. Maybe I should watch Strike Witches again. I forgot they all have animal ears too. That's so funny. Strike Witches is such a weird series. But it really was like one of the early ones that were really popular, like moe anthropomorphizations of characters, right? Oh my gosh, what's happening now? Kefir's having a mental breakdown. Ray's having mental breakdown due to being malnourished. What do you mean? There's soup. Stop eating raw food. Are they eating my raw food again? They might actually be eating the raw food again, which is probably the problem. I need them to chill and just wait until the soup's done. It takes 2 days for a single soup to process. I legitimately might need a third soup processor. She's based on general... Oh, okay. God, the colony's starting to fall apart. Oh no, there's too many mouths to feed. Alright, hold on. Let's get a... Let's upgrade this bed here to a double bed. So then Golden and Havel can share their bed, and that'll be fine. But as long as there's soup, they'll be okay. Yeah. However, Umi is dying of malnutrition because Umi's a child who's catatonic and refuses to get up right now. So feeding Umi is going to be a little difficult. So we'll have to take the last pot of soup there. And then I need Kefir. Oh, who else is allowed to cook? Kefir's the only one who's allowed to cook, so I can't even get the other pot of soup in the thing. I might just require Ray to do it real fast, just so I have a backup. I want the soup to be cooking. Okay, there we go. And then I will unassign Ray from cooking. You would think I'd be good at this game by this point. You know the saying, never meet your idol by chance? Chuck Yeager was the exception. I mean, he sounds like a super small guy. And I'm glad that at least you're finding something that you can, you know, your love for Kigus and Strike Witches and airplanes isn't pregnant. No one in this colony is pregnant, I think. Right? You didn't say anyone was pregnant. Kind of hard to be pregnant when you're dying of malnutrition and also bad hygiene. Also, Goldenrod's sterilized. We're gonna... I don't know why you're sterilized, but you're suddenly not sterilized anymore. I mean, we will repopulate once we get enough food. Once we get the arc generator started, I think we'll be okay. It's just until we get to that point that it's gonna be really, really hard. So, like, right now, no one's even eating food right now, but I definitely need to get more food in the near future. But we're almost there. It's only another... We just need to survive another 9 days. Another 9 days, and we'll be good to go. And I think we actually have enough rice to produce enough soup to keep ourselves fed. Yeah, we actually do produce enough soups, but the soups I think we are going to need. I need another cooker, but I don't have enough components, so I'm gonna have to tear down one of these things. I think I dismantled the drone cultivator. And the Yuling dispenser also has to get dismantled. I need the components. And then that should get us additional soups going. And I'll just put the soup pot somewhere. So wherever I can afford to fit this thing. It's not going to be a very comfortable place here. It's going to be very cramped, but it's the only way I can keep things going. Because I should have 3 pots of soup cooking at any given time. Okay. Oh. So fun fact, did you know I actually destroyed the crate and not the actual thing that I was trying to dismantle? I don't know how I pulled that off, but I definitely did. And it didn't give me any components back, which is also kind of obnoxious. All right. Fun. Okay. What do I even do to get additional components? We could just try to park for, but it's just an ice. It's sea ice. It's literally nothing here, right? Permanent ice sheets floating on water. There's no soil, no minerals, and no animal life. Yeah, there's nothing there. I guess we could go to the glacial plain really quick. Maybe we'll find some food there if we make a quick pit stop in that direction. I'm gonna allow us to make simple meals for the time being as well, just to kind of supplement our food supplies with whatever we have available to us. That's the only thing we can do. Anyways, how are you doing, Greywind? Hopefully you're having a good evening too. Welcome to Starvation Simulator, the video game, where we're doing our best to not starve to death. It's a little difficult, but we're trying. Building's going here. Apparel also goes in here too, just so I can store that somewhere. Yeah, I didn't want to use my rice for this, but I don't have a choice. It's the only way that I can keep things functioning. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we have 2 pots of soup stocked and ready to go. I'd rather make sure we have soup ready first, and then we can worry about the rest. Although, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to get enough rice. Thankfully, look at Umi here. Now that Umi's awakened, she's going to start chopping up all those crops, and we'll be good to go. Okay. Meanwhile, Z-Opposer continues to be the stoic driver. 7.8 days, moving at a cool 6.3 tiles per day. Is this part of the run boring? I'm sorry if the this initial part's just a little slow. I know it's not the most exciting part of the runs that we normally do, but hey, it gets us somewhere, right? Every run's got to start somewhere, and something like this I think is at least a little interesting from the usual shenanigans that we get ourselves into. The only thing that would make this better if I could get a second ice pot. You know what? I think we're gonna make a quick pit stop over in the glacial plains over here. I think I actually do want to make a quick stop there, see if we can find any food or resources, and then continue on our merry way. There's no other way I can make them warmer, right? So they're good for -44, however, it's -65. So they have a blue fur button-down shirt, a blue fur parka, blue fur pants, and a blue fur tail cap. What other clothing options do I have that I could use my remaining blue fur to make them even toastier? Is that a thing? What options do I have? Make a face mask, I guess. I don't think this actually gives you insulation that much, though. It also has to be made out of wool. We don't have any wools. So that's a no-go. Let's see. The only other thing we could do would be to make battle cloaks. The problem with that is that this requires components, and I'm not really willing to use components for this right now. Now, if we could build it, each would provide about 26 Celsius of cold insulation, which would be more than enough to survive the cold weather. However, because we are not doing that, can't really keep them alive that way. A robe might also be an option. If you create a robe and you make it out of blue fur, that creates 16 Celsius of cold insulation. Now the problem is this is outer, which I think eats up the parka slot. Or is that the same slot as the parka? Yeah, so it's not even really worth building this. Yeah, it's not really worth it. It just looks nice. A veil made out of nothing here. We could send a few to make an away team, but the vehicle travels faster than people walking on foot, so that's why we're just gonna manually travel with the Snowpiercer to make it all the way over there, and then we'll just get resources, whatever we can get our hands on. I think people can just go outside. They just can't go outside that long. They have to basically be in and out as fast as they can. Being outside any longer than necessary is just a good way to die, and so to ensure we don't explode, we're gonna try to avoid that. We need to stop making simple meals. I need more soups now. But I think we have to wait for the rice to grow again. At least we have a little bit of extra meals to keep us sustained. It is a very interesting survival thing though, trying to make sure we have enough food. I know it's like a common thing, like, oh, Oak doesn't know how to play funny game. I know how to play game. I just make bad decisions that make this game way more difficult than it really needs to be. So, self-inflicted wounds, some might say. But that's half the fun. It would be boring if I was a perfect player who was making the correct decisions all the time. You're not here for perfect gameplay. You're here to watch me suffer. Isn't that the normal case? Wait until tomorrow. I was testing out that mod list. I don't think we can play on Legendary. Who's ready to have Ray be the overpowered medic? And then we're gonna give Alana a shotgun and a shield again, and also make her a medic. And then we'll make, I don't know, Immortal the company Spark. And all sorts of other wacky shenanigans. I hope the mod list doesn't break on me. I'm so scared the mod list that I have set up is just gonna explode. But we'll see. I don't know how psionics works in the new content either. Especially since we're not playing with certain other mods that I was using before. Okay, we're almost here. The glacial plains should have something. It might be cold, and there's reduced predators, but that just means there's more opportunities for food. There's aggressive herds there, but we're not gonna do that. All right, here we go. Reduced predators means... Okay, that's fine. All right, let's make camp. Let's just see what we can get our hands on. It'll probably break halfway through the stream. I'm not even concerned. There's a single animal here. All right. All right. Let's go kill the single moose that's just hanging around here. All right. Just haul it back in. And let's grab these components here. So I need Airman Joker to probably go over there and quickly grab it. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Our crops are dying because our engine's broke. Or our alternator's broken. We didn't have any components to repair it, so now we have to quickly grab the components or else everything dies. Oh my god. Okay, we've managed to get a few components, so that's good. So we can at least quickly repair that. No, you're already here. Haul this now. We played Homeworld 3 and Homeworld Deserts of Karak, I believe it was called. Those were all things I actually streamed. Okay, so let's have you repair. And then I'm gonna have I need someone who can dig rocks. I'm gonna have Sun go dig out the other ones up here. And we'll just try to ignore these giant sinkholes. There we go. You're shivering, which means you're not dying, but we probably need to send you back inside at some point. So let's just keep you indoors. Minor hypothermia. Currently visiting Deserts yourself. Yeah, so the only Homeworld games I've ever streamed were 3 and Deserts of Karak. Deserts was pretty cool. 3 definitely is one of the games of all time to exist. Is like the nicest way that I can describe it, unfortunately. It is a game that exists. And people definitely paid money for it. Yeah. As you can tell, I may not exactly have a good opinion of it. Make simple meals. Just have Kefir make a simple meal real quick so we have some more food. And then we gotta start putting the soup back on here. So at least it gets fed. I need to get Sun fed. As long as these rooms are warm, it's fine. And then I can have Goldenrod and Havel in the same bed now. I need to get those 2 components. I don't want to sit here any longer than I need to. I think this will never... Wait, which Homeworld game are you referring to? I'm gonna have you quickly dig out these rocks because I think Sun actually is capable of surviving this weather. Cataclysm was trademarked. Oh, wait. Is it because of World of Warcraft Cataclysm means Homeworld Cataclysm cannot be sold anymore? Is that legitimately what's happening? Your Sun, I need that stuff mined out now. Awaken. They should have fought that. I assume they fought it, but then the Blizzard lawyers just managed to convince the judge otherwise. Alright, let's get us the last bit of components here. And then we'll continue on our magical journey away from this accursed realm. Let's get rid of this barricade. I don't think we need this one's here. Thankfully, we can make metal from slag, which is not a bad idea. Thankfully, that's working around the clock. And as soon as this is ready to go, we'll get Sun back inside before he freezes to death. Perfect. Alright. We have the components. Let's skedaddle. I have no desire to stay here any longer than we need to be. I'm gonna have Goldenrod be the driver for today. Oh, he's already... No, that's the opposer. Alright. Nope, no need to do that. You stay here. And then... World map. Reform. Alright, 5 more days. The opposer, the driver, is having terrifying hallucinations due to being recreation starved. Alright, we're gonna have you hop out of there, and I'm gonna swap it to Goldenrod. As long as there is a driver, that's all that matters. So I can just swap the driver, and hopefully we'll be okay. We have food, we have everything we need to survive. The opposer is dying of severe frost. Oh my god, wait a second. Wait, why do you have frostbite? How did you get frostbite? Alright, well, that's weird. Huh. I guess... God, this weather is ridiculous. You know what's... I need to play Frostpunk again. I'm still hoping that the new... Because they're remaking Frostpunk 1, and I'm really hoping that it's going to be a banger of a game. Because I think I ultimately preferred Frostpunk 1 over Frostpunk 2. Especially in terms of like the scale of like what you're trying to do. Frostpunk 1 was just a lot more enjoyable. And I know they're making like 1886, which is the remake of 1, now that with like workshop support and new other content that they're throwing in there. But it's not coming until like 2027. But we will stream it when it comes out because I love that game. You saw Horror Things in the Snow. You probably saw, I don't know, what's a horror story kids like? You saw Herobrine in the Snow. That's a thing, right? Is that a thing kids still talk about? Herobrine and Minecraft spookies like that, I guess. All right, we need to make more soups. Hopefully this is enough soup to keep us fed. I definitely need to get another one of these soup pots going. So, because I don't know where else to put this, I'm gonna put this here for the time being. It'll fit as long as we get enough rice to make more soup. We'll be fine. How much electricity are we making? I think if I turn off the electric tailor bench, we can fit one more hydroponics basin. Yeah, we can fit exactly one more hydroponics basin based on the electricity that we're producing. The other choice is we could take all this chem fuel and, I don't know, do something useful with it. Like, make a chem fuel powered generator. Oh, we already have one. Hold on. Wait a second. We can just use this thing to make power. What am I doing? I'm making this way more complicated. I forgot we already have a chem fuel power generator. Just allow it to be refueled with our poop fuel. And there we go. Now we have more electricity. So I can justify slapping down at least one more. That's gonna probably eat up too much components, but I think it's okay. Whatever keeps everyone fed. We're almost there. We're so close. We're so close to the Ark prototype. Why is this quest so far away? We spent one in-game year just trying to get to this thing. Good lordy. What is it with Vanilla Expanded and trying to make like the most super long? I mean, I get they want to have more long form content, but good golly. There comes a point where maybe we don't need to go that far, you know what I mean? Let's just get rid of this door here. And then we're going to try to maybe find a way to heat up these centralized rooms at some point when we can find more heaters. Thinks playtime equals quality. Yeah, didn't you know? Yeah, more content means more long time playing, means more people like us, right? That's probably the logic. It's a dumb bit of logic, sadly. Oh my goodness, look at that food finally. Who's starving? Is the opposer starving? You got food right here. Consume your soup. Fantastic. Oh my god, these rooms are so cold. The bedrooms are barely keeping up. I have not played Resident Evil Requiem. I've seen a lot of my friends play it, and they say it's like one of the best games I've ever played. Honestly, a lot of the best games that I've honestly played are the ones that don't take that long. I'm trying to get through Persona 5, and I didn't realize that right now that game is estimated to take me about 100 hours to finish, which is... I'm going to be probably trying to tackle that game maybe 1 to 2 hours a night for the next God knows how long until I finish the dang thing. But I'm also trying to still get through Dawn Trail, and Dawn Trail's taking forever too. Everything I play just takes so much time, especially because I stream so long. So it just eats up more and more. Let's start making drugs. And let's learn how to make a sauna. You know, let's learn how to make all the crops too. Let's just grab all this technology while we're here. You forgot Death Stranding 2 came out, so you need to start that when you're not losing your mind at work. Is your work really rough? I saw you were talking about it earlier, so I was like, oh yeah, this is some nasty stuff. I know Ray also has like a lot of weird things that goes on at her workplace that she deals with on a regular basis, because she complains to me a lot about some of the people that she is unfortunately required to interact with. It's quite something. I'll say that much. The characters she deals with on a regular basis are special. Yeah, Ray became a day drinker. Yeah, Ray's a day drinker now, if that gives you any idea of like the nonsense she deals with. Oh my god. How bad does it have to be that you turn a normal person into a... Oh, we grew up into an impatient cook. Alright. Another weird trait because we can't educate you properly on this thing. 2.6 days remain. A lot of wine in the pantry. I don't actually drink that much. I drink like once in a blue moon. I think the last time I had something to drink was like on the birthday stream. Because I had that umeshu, which is still on my desk, because I never finished it. You drink one whole class of alcohol? Oh my gosh. Ray's invented a brand new way to measure alcohol. Tell me, what is a class of alcohol? Oh my god, everyone's just having mental breaks left and right. It's okay, we're almost there. Once we've arrived, we can finally settle down and start figuring this out. I'm dead again. Ray's always gonna kill me. And then Ray can collect all that sweet, sweet life insurance. It's okay. I've accepted my fate. I've accepted my fate. I know how this ends in the grand scheme of things. Wait, have we arrived? Oh no, it's right there. Oh my god, we're so close. We're so close. Just a little bit longer. Come on. Alright, let's unload Goldenrod. Let's let Goldenrod chill for a bit. I would set Z Opposer as the driver, but he's gonna have a mental breakdown, so it's probably not an ideal situation. We're gonna allow simple meals to be cooked right now, just to maybe supplement this. Actually, we don't need to do that. That's fine. All right, Goldenrod, it's time to go back onto the driver's seat. We gotta keep moving. Honestly, I do like this this vehicle. I just think it's actually too small. I do like the ground-based travel rather than just having to deal with instant travel with the grav ship. So this at least provides a different thing to deal with, even if it is a little buggier than the actual grav ships. I thought about also using the RV version of this mod, but I decided, no, I don't want to make this any more complicated than it needs to be. Especially when we're already struggling. I don't need to be struggling even more. Okay, one of the soups is at least almost ready to go. So as long as we can stagger the soups, I think that'll be fine. Once we ultimately start setting up, though, we're gonna focus strictly on soup-based food for a very long time. because it stretches our rations out by a little bit more. Just for context, 10 rice is 1 meal, 40 rice is 4 simple meals, right? So that means, but 80 will produce 10 meals at a soup pot. So you eke out like 25% more meals, which is a lot when you're trying to feed everyone off of 12 hydroponics bays. So probably the better solution too is we'll set up like a hothouse with soil reclamation, and that way we can get some decent food. So basically, as long as we can keep things warm, we'll be fine. If we ever are unable to keep things warm, then we die. So that'll be the nasty part, but I think it'll be okay because I have an idea. We're gonna cheat in some steam vents when we get ready to start settling down somewhere in the cold. On the other hand, if we're all the way out here, it's very unlikely we're ever gonna get raided, right? Because what kind of crazy person would come all the way here to attack us? No one, right? At least I would think no one would come all the way out here to attack us. Abundant predators, large river, large banks. I think we might stay at that impact crater. Yeah, the magical frost bandits. Oh, we're out of food again. That's fine. We'll have food soon. One of the soup pots should be near finished. You know what? Just start making meals again. Yeah, the mechanoids. Oh, the horror. The great mechanoids have come to kill us all. We might need more people on this real quick. I guess mechanoids would be the biggest threat, and I'll have to find a way to deal with the mechanoids at a later point, but that's not a big problem yet. Hello there, Zweifriend. How are you doing? Yes, the colony must survive, but we haven't built the generator yet. We're trying to research the generator, but it's taking a little bit of time. Also, all of our plant-based people who are good at dealing with crops are having a mental break because we keep running out of food. Oh my goodness, one of the soups is ready. Please extract the soup so we can actually eat it. Please. There we go. Oh my goodness. There we go. Zai, alright. Welcome aboard, Zai. Okay, the next pot's ready soon, so at least they'll have some food there. God, everyone's here just eating rice. It's basically just eating Soylent. Oh, hey, we arrived. Oh my god. Hello. This is Dr. Liz Lovelace's prototype. We must... there's also some ancient stuff here that we can probably dismantle for stuff. Rusted overgrown wreck of a large digger. Everything that isn't rusted away was looted long ago. A digger of this size could have been used to prepare the area for the construction of the arc generator, but this one's in very bad state. There's also construction pallets full of wood, scrap metal, and other stuff. So, and also components. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, everyone, no one's allowed to leave the ship right now. I'm gonna drive this as over here as best as we can. I think it's trying to path it. I don't think it knows how to path it. Okay. I think I might be struggling a little bit. Okay. Hopefully we can try to navigate our way over there, but this might be a little difficult. Alright. I'm trying to make this work, but pathing this gigantic behemoth doesn't work super well. So the problem is that if I try to go over there... Oh wait, I remember reading. I remember how this works now. Okay, so what I'm going to do real fast is, to make this at least functional, is I'm going to go... Oh shoot, okay. There's got to be a way to do this. Okay, I remember now. I think you gotta go destroy this. We're just gonna destroy the big boulders. And then I believe if I save the game and reload it, it will reload the map, like, pathing thing that vehicles framework does, and then we'll be able to drive as close as possible to the prototype and start dismantling it and researching it. And hopefully we can build our first generator. And I think that's what we're gonna do. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So let's figure that out. So here's our thing. Should be able to start moving in this direction now, if I did this right. I think that's working as intended. Perfect. And then let's see if we can just path over here. Yes. Oh my goodness, this gigantic thing is eating up so many processing calculations because it like slows down every time. How annoying is this? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna park here. Turn this off. Let's unload you. Everyone's allowed to go off. We're also gonna change this to also allow scrap. Slag. I don't know how to spell slag. Okay. And then we're gonna crack open these pallets. And then crack open these scrap pallets as well. And then a rusted frame of an old power generator, incomplete and barely holding together. Most of its parts are long gone, scavenged or destroyed by time. What's left is little more than scrap with no hope of restoration. Perhaps investigating the area could allow you to find the location of another prototype. Okay. So in that case, let's get Ray and Kefir to explore down here. So we're just gonna have them come here. I don't know why they're not allowed to go down that way. That's super weird. Whatever. All right, then we're gonna have them explore this. Yo, you thought I was joking about the generator? We're also gonna start dismantling all this stuff here. Grab all the scrap while we can. All right, let's take a look. Here we go. An ancient research terminal. We must be studied by someone who's smart. We're gonna have Kefir research this as best as possible. It will take a little bit of time, but once we are ready, here we go. The quest is completed. You discovered the location, and we've got the data logs. Okay. And then I think we need to now go trigger the next chain. Oh, it'll fire in 8 seconds, okay. Yeah, so this is a story-based mod where we're trying to find the generator, and then we have to build the generator. Now that we've analyzed the prototype's data, we pinpointed the location of a derelict construction yard that is served in the next step of the ARC project. This site, once a beacon of industrial ambition, is now a graveyard of innovation, its machinery left to decay under the open sky. Inside, you'll find valuable schematics and industrial equipment, but is inhabited by a pack of snow hares. The data is critical, so every effort should be made to study the data area thoroughly. Failure to preserve enough studyable components will end the mission. This will bring us closer to uncovering the secrets of the ARC. How far do I have to travel? If it's so far, I'm just gonna teleport, because God, I'm not gonna drive to the northern half of the map. Like, unironically, if it says you must drive to the northern half of the map, I'm teleporting. You gotta be fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. It's a 175-day journey. We're teleporting. I'm sorry. For my own sake, and because this run's gonna take forever if we don't do this, we're teleporting there. Once I dismantle everything here. I don't think anyone's gonna care if I do that, right? I think you're all fine if I do such a thing. Right? You would agree. You would agree that that's a little silly that it's that far, right? Oh, here, let's grab the components. We're just trying to grab everything we can. The mission was to get here, and then the part 2 is to go to the next location to find the other part of the ARC. This was to find the terminal to find it. Yeah, so this is, you know how video game companies like to do announcements of an announcement? This is the announcement of an announcement. This is the equivalent of an announcement quest. Whatever, we're just gonna strip everything for parts anyways. Because everything can be used. Especially all the slag chunks we can also make use of too. Components are there. And we'll be able to make a lot of steel out of whatever we grab is fine. So, basically, it's a farming... Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. The only thing that matters right now is killing these poor Muffalo. Hold on. The only thing that matters is that these things are dead. Alright, that's food. We need that. Gonna get our 2 shotgunners ready to go. And then hopefully they'll be able to just start blasting away. Alright, who's ready to start blasting? Gonna park them right here and draft it out. Oh, they're angry. All right, Ray might have had her nose caved in by a muffalo. Unfortunately, minor injuries. All right, and then let's start bringing these corpses over. We could install extra engine power. Honestly, like we do have that option if we wanted to go faster. Well, it just increases the payload. It doesn't actually make you go faster. Yeah. The other option is to build another land carrier, but I don't think we want a second land carrier. Might be a little excessive. They did actually add a new item in this mod called a zipline turret, which will actually allow you to, I guess, quote unquote, teleport between the two vehicles if you really wanted one. But I think for this run, we'll just do one. It's not that big of a deal. I think having more than that is just a little more effort than I'm willing to manage. Let's get those two corpses over here, and let's skedaddle. We got parts. Oh, for reaching the first site. Oh, as like a reward for getting here. Oh, but then I have to manage two. Then I have to manage two land carriers. I think the rewards we're finding are good enough, because we're not gonna be using this thing for that much longer anyways. We could spawn trucks, but trust me, we're not gonna be using this for that much longer. We gotta get out of here soon. The mech hive is coming for us. Let's not haul these. I want the corpses hauled in first and foremost. I know what you're saying though. Don't worry, I understand what you're saying. We could set up like a. Okay, how about this? Why don't I give myself... Okay, so for accomplishing this side objective, why don't we give ourselves a ramp? I'm gonna god mode this in. Our reward will be a ramp with a... let's see here. We found a... which one of these is probably the most logical one? Tango? Small APC? Sure, we get a small APC that, like, I guess fits, like, right in here? I think that's fine. Is that good? Alright, there's our free vehicle that we earned, I guess is fine. That'll be okay. Hi, Hoovy, how are you? Hi, comrade, how's it going? Welcome to Rimworld. How's your... Oh, wait, you're not rating. You're thank you for the sub. Okay, for some reason I thought you were rating because it's like I don't see you too often around. But how are you doing, Hoovy? How was your stream? If you streamed at all today, I don't know what you were up to, or if you're just swinging by because you saw me playing Rimworld. I don't know. Just happy we do have food, kind of, but again, we're not gonna be here that much longer. We gotta get these 3 muffalo out of here. You can stream today. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, at least you love watching Rimworld. Well, we're doing a Frostpunk themed run. We have a big old land carrier that is kind of our thing. We gave ourselves a free vehicle for reaching this objective. I'm not actually sure if this works the way I think it does. I'm just gonna test it real fast. I'm gonna have Kef here board this real quick. I just want to check this. It doesn't work the way I think it does. Okay, I know there's a ramp underneath this. How does this work? I don't think this ramp works. Huh. Maybe this vehicle's too big to drive off. Maybe. Yeah, I think this vehicle might actually be a little too big for this. I literally can't drive it off of this. Why don't we unload and we'll just deconstruct it. It's fine. We'll figure something else out. Let's just get the muffalo on the ship and then we'll continue on our merry way. Ray's still injured, right? She should be fine. land boats dubbed dreadnoughts in Frostpunk. I mean, it is a giant land boat, and that's basically what it does. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And right now we're just trying to make sure we have enough food to keep us fed for the foreseeable future, because we're right now very much a soup-based economy. I'm gonna stop making simple meal. That's fine. We'll just keep the parts, I guess. I'm gonna have you haul... Oh, shoot, there's no... Oh, I see the problem. Okay, hold on. Problem is that the storage yard is here, but I need it actually out here. And then we're gonna shrink this out like that. Okay, so now I can move these corpses where they belong, and then we can finally carry on and be gone from this accursed realm that is full of sadness. And we're just gonna teleport to the other destination. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna drive. We are not gonna drive 100-something days. That's like, what, 175 years? 75 days is what? 3 in-game years? If I was playing solo, I could justify that. If I'm streaming this, I am not gonna justify that at all. Let's just get on with this journey. Also, yeah, I don't know if you play XCOM Hubi, but we're starting an XCOM run tomorrow. I'm stealing another streamer's mod list, and hopefully it'll be perfectly fine. It's gonna be a disaster. We're doing XCOM 2. Alright. Let's save the game. Because I like XCOM 2 a lot. Alright. I'm gonna have Goldenrod pilot this thing. We're stealing Christopher Odd's Season 9 mod list, and I'm renaming it as OakCom Season 3. Because it's basically the mod list, but I'm just adding more mods on top of it. And as far as I can tell, the mod list works. Mostly, so, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna order teleport, or we're gonna order a drive there. Okay, 94 days. We're not doing that, but that's fine. Send instantly. Alright, and then we're gonna save the game, as we are no longer needed here. And then... Whoa, isn't that crazy? I guess we found a tunnel through the center of the planet that magically, you know, makes us land at our destination. Isn't that insane how that works? That's crazy. Whoa. How did we do that? I don't know. Anyways. Alright. Here's our... Oh my god. Alright. So we need to study all of these different parts and also deal with this. This is the prototype. An almost complete generator, abandoned before it could ever work. The structure is more solid, but its insides are wrecked. Rust, missing pieces, and heavy overgrowth make it useless. Only a few materials can be salvaged. But among them, it is possible to find some art components. Perhaps investigating could allow you to find the location of another prototype. Oh my god. Alright. Let's get started. There's like 2 angry rabbits here. We're just gonna have the opposer deal with that. Due to the weather, we do need to probably start making the cloaks, as was mentioned earlier. So for the time being, I would need 10. How many can I make? I need 5, because we have 5 adults. So every single adult should have a battle cloak, because that'll give them an extra layer of warmth to keep them alive and not dying. I'm basically going to have the opposer just bait the rabbits and kill them. Like, they're just a bunch of mad rabbits. They're not that hard to kill. Perfect. Okay, then we're going to start cracking all of these open. And we'll need to find a spot to store all the wood, because I just realized I do not actually have a spot to store all that wood. So why don't we set up a storage? We'll put in a log pile somewhere. Here is probably fine. A large log pile here is okay. Oh my gosh. Hi, Bun. 4 little guys, and they climb in your eyes, busting it down, and they bake apple pies. Hi, Bun. How are you? Were you doing art, or were you doing something else? How have you been? Hi, Dunpeel. See you there, too. How have you been? You're a bit sleepy? Well, hopefully you're able to get some rest then. Let me do the shout-outy commandy. Hi, Garo. I see you there too. Sad, funny art. You finished Dredge? Oh my. Oh, you're playing the. How is it? I see a lot of people playing Dredge. I hear it's good. Personally, never played it myself, but hey, if you like it, then more power to you. You chilling is good. It's fun. I heard it's just like Eldritch fishing, isn't it? At least that's my understanding of the game. It's like a lot of Eldritch fishy shenanigans going on. Let's just get rid of this jerry can palette here. Oh my goodness, there's so much scrap that we can rip apart. Okay, we're gonna be here for a while, I think. Okay, let's start ordering study. Study the prototype, and then we need to hack into all these research terminals. Our research is gonna be very busy. Maybe I'll give it a shot one day then. I am a little picky with games, so I haven't had a chance to do anything like that. But hey, if it's fun, it's fun. But thank you for the raid. I appreciate it very, very much. Hopefully you are able to get some rest and relax. Welcome to our little Rimworld adventure where we have this giant fuck-all ship thing that we are using as a way to navigate through the frozen world. Because in this timeline, the Earth is freezing over from an ice age. It's basically Frostpunk, but Rimworld. Maybe I'll give it a shot one day. I'm gonna buy the DLC. It's more fun if you have a fear of the ocean. Oh, are you? Yeah, that might be. See, I'm not that scared of the ocean. I'm scared of drowning in the ocean. Otherwise, the ocean's kind of cool. I like boats, so I think it stands to reason that I would also like such a thing too. I think we're gonna have Havel study the experimental arc parts. I think Havel can probably rip through the research very fast. Also, we're gonna turn this thing back on. Also, I just realized Ray's. Wait. Oh no, she's got mild. It's fine. Oh, you don't like the things in it? You know what? That's fair enough too. There's a lot of spooky things out there. Like all the. Wait, have you played Subnautica then? I feel like if you want your viewers to watch you suffer, go play Subnautica. That's a game for people with a real fear of the ocean. Because you are basically just in the ocean and you have to keep making sure you have oxygen and all sorts of other nasty things. Yeah, but you watch your friend play it? Okay, so you're at least aware of the game. Got it. I'm just gonna have Havel rip through this. Havel's very fast at doing this. Oh my goodness, there's batteries? I think we'll dismantle the batteries. Don't need this, don't need that. Give me my scrap. Every piece of scrap we find is more metal that we can use. Yes, perfect. Okay, Hal's got mild hypothermia. Once we get all this, I think we're able to continue out of here, but for now, let's also just get rid of all this. Look at all this. I love the graphic on this, though, these construction trucks. They have, like, these giant laser beams on the back. Okay. I think once it's researched, we can dismantle this, so let's start dismantling everything. And then just 3 more things. You study that, and then Havel will be free to continue grabbing this. But anyways, hopefully your stream was good. Thank you for rating. I appreciate it very much. Also, hello, Dunpeel and Garo, who... Yeah, I'm aware. I'm familiar with you too from other places. Oh my god, there's 3 tool cabinets. Give me my tool cabinet. I want that. Okay, the quest has been completed. Alright, now we have to wait for the next quest to fire, which is probably in about 10 seconds. And I might have accidentally knocked away the message. Here we go. Okay, so now we need to get the core. Alright, here's the next quest. You have learned of a forgotten village where the potentially final prototype of Dr. Lovelace's artifact has been built. The villagers worship the core, and the site is overgrown and crumbling. Studying it could unlock vital knowledge, however, violating their sanctity may result in hostility. If you harm anyone, interact with the device, or overstay your welcome, the villagers will lash out in violent retaliation. If violence breaks out, reinforcements may arrive quickly. They're over here. How far of a journey is that? Too far. We'll teleport. Once we kind of salvage this of everything I want to salvage, we will teleport over there. But it sounds like we may need to build some turrets to maybe protect ourselves. So, in the interest of security, I'm gonna plop down a few turrets. At least in a few spots where I think it's appropriate. So maybe like 1, 2. Give ourselves a little bit of extra defenses here. There's like so many side quests you have to do just to unlock this stupid generator. And why is it always like super far? Why is Umi on a murderous rage? Okay, you're a child. You're not allowed to have a murderous rage. Sorry, child. Chill. Just let the adults do their thing. There's a car alternator. I guess we'll grab that too. I did review the questline, but didn't say anything about it being this far away. I don't mind if it's like a short, you know, maybe a couple days distance up to a week distance, but it's like, this is way further than I had anticipated, and I'm playing on a 50% scale map. Maybe it was designed for a 30% scale map. Maybe that's why it seems a little ridiculous at how far everything is. That's the only thing I could possibly think of. On the other hand, we're getting a lot of components out of this. I need to sort through this. There's so much garbage here. For example, this thing should be priority number 1 for wood, so why don't we get the wood out of here? And then this one is just gonna store car parts. It's fine. Maybe. I don't know. But regardless, it is a very far distance and it's a bit of a problem. On the other hand, we have enough resources to, I think, build 2 more hydroponic space now that we have enough components to do this. We actually are getting a lot of components, but still not a single advanced component, which is also obnoxious, but whatever. Where is my wonderful builder, Ray, who is always building no matter what run we're in? Did we not study this yet? Oh, we didn't study this yet. That's fine. Oh, we studied these already. Okay. Let's have Ray study this real quick. I'm not sure if it's going to give us anything, but if it gives us a little bit more insight, then so be it. Okay, so this one's been studied. Now we can have Ray study that one, and then Havel. Oh, so each of them have to be... Wait, I don't understand. If we study this multiple times, does it do anything? That's super weird. I'll just dismantle this. Okay, get rid of this to get rid of this one. Alright, just tear it apart. Screw it. Everything here is incredibly useful, because every arc part we get is another thing we can use. See, look at all these components, too. I love it. Alright, then Havel... I don't know where Havel's dragging this. What do you mean stockpile zone 1? Where are they dragging this to? Wait. Why is it going there? Oh, I think I know what's happening. Okay. We need to move this slightly. Move it like over here, I think. Just like ever so slightly. I don't think they know where to move the various bits and bobbles. Let's turn it off, and then let's also unload Goldenrod. And then that should be fine. Let's get Goldenrod a meal. I don't know why we're hauling things the wrong spot, but I need this hauled. So I'll see if I can have Havel quickly grab that. I want to see where they're going to haul it. And hopefully they move it to the right spot. If not, then I'll figure out what's going on. On the other hand, let's also get rid of all this wood here. The wood has to go to another location. We have not built a single battle cloak yet, by the way. These things are going to take a while to manufacture, so we might have to order someone to craft it soon. Okay, so where are you actually going to drag it? Okay, now they're pulling it where it belongs. Perfect. And we'll need to make sure we get all the arc components. We'll need to find a spot where we're going to store that. Let's see here. Also haul in the car bits that we don't need. So just clean up some space here is fine. And then I need to figure out where I'm going to dump all the arc components. I think we're just going to put all the arc components up here for now. Just I need a generic spot to dump them. So clear all, and then we'll put the arc components. All right, there we go. Arc components. Got it. And then we can just dump them in there. That way, we're ready to expand upon that when we're ready. Also, I forgot about these corpses that we killed, but I guess that's not a big deal. Let's keep dismantling everything here. There's a lot of just random ancient arc parts that need to be torn apart, including these filing cabinets. Maybe the filing cabinets have something of note. I think part of the problem too is we only have like 8 people, so it's kind of hard to make sure that all of them are working around the clock to make sure everything I need done is done when there's a bajillion things that need hauling. All right, now that Ray is awoken, let's order her to do things now. First, she will consume a single soup. It's a whole soup that she should go eat now. And then I'm gonna have her do a lot of deconstruction work. So we'll deconstruct the prototype and this part here. I think once we start getting the generator going, this is gonna be a lot more fun. But again, the early part is just very slow. Where did she go? Yep, so these are dropping arc parts, which is what matters. Deconstruct the generator and this one and then this one. And then is there anything else that's really... Oh my god. Why is this shelf here? Oh, okay, so that's super annoying. For whatever reason, they just kind of automatically dropped things in this stupid shelf that's not even part of our colony. I have no idea why this was set so high in the order. But that is frustrating. Let's grab all that. Also, hi, Kyle. Good night, Kyle. Enjoy your rest. Okay, so now we gotta make sure we grab everything. So let's make sure we grab all the arc components. There should be 2 here. And then there's like 3 more here. Have Ray dismantle that one real fast. And I think once we get the arc components, I'm okay leaving. We don't have to grab everything. Otherwise, we're gonna be here forever. And I don't want to be here forever. I want to just be here long enough. I think who else is good construction? Kefir? Alright, Kefir, I'm gonna have you build this out. You might have noticed that our components are kind of stacked around everywhere. I'm just gonna dump components in. I think our components can stack, right? Yes, so I'm gonna also just use this as normal component stacking. Not exactly the best spot to put it in, but I need somewhere where they can go. Everything that I can haul off of this tile is gonna save or make this look a little better. Okay. I'm glad we found these mysterious underground tunnels that magically teleport us to our destination. Isn't that crazy? How that just exists out here? I'm telling you, it's a wild time to be alive here. Also, it's really funny because I have to go this way because there is a this area is blocked by steel walls. But yeah, if we're gonna be dealing with them, we're gonna need turrets, so we're gonna need build bullets for or ammunition for the turrets as well. These use 5 by 56 NATO rounds, which are... I'm just gonna do FMJ. I think as long as we have at least, I don't know, 500 in stock, we should, or 100 in stock, we should be fine. Keep all the turrets filled up and topped off, and they'll be good to go. As long as we keep the opposer happy, who's on the verge of another mental breakdown. His sword still continues to make him sad. Can't do much about that. On the other hand, you're at least staying alive. Yeah, we're gonna find that other tunnel very quickly. Once I get all the parts that I want out of here. Basically, once I get enough steel, I'm good to go. Once we get all the arc components out as well, then we're definitely ready to go. Components, I'm not gonna leave them behind again, because we left some behind a couple times and we're just struggling. Although, I guess leaving 2 behind is fine. We got a lot now. And we have multiple arc components, so that's also pretty solid. Goldenrod's pregnant! Oh! Congratulations to Goldenrod for expecting. Alright. First trimester. Alright, let's skedaddle on out of here. Well, you can drive. Alright, we're gonna magically appear at our destination. Because I'm not gonna be dealing with this nonsense again. Alright, so then we're gonna go from here. And we're gonna reform the caravan. Everything else that we didn't grab, we're just gonna shove into the... We're gonna teleport into our... thing. Alright, and then... Send instantly. And then we're gonna take Goldenrod's caravan, and we're just gonna magically appear at our destination, which is... Where in the world is it? Is it this one? Approach the ancient ark. It will take 88 days of travel. Good lordy. And then, whoa, it's kind of crazy how we found another tunnel that just kind of carves right through the underground, so we appear there instantly. Isn't that insane? Wow, the Rim is full of strange surprises, I tell you what. Anyways, here's our quest. Oh my god, that's a lot of people. Okay, so we're not allowed... If we start to study this, they're gonna kill us. They actually have guns, which is also kind of annoying. And grenades. And there's a lot of them. Can I rotate this? Okay, so... Here's my plan. We're gonna stay on the ship for now. Okay, here's my plan. We're gonna stay on the ship. We're gonna build the turrets out. And then... when we're ready, we're just going to form a firing line and try to gun them down before they can approach us. Now, the problem is our weapons are bolt-action rifles and shotguns. That's not exactly, premier tribal killing weaponry. But having 2 turrets probably would be a huge boon. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to move these turrets over here. Now, assuming these turrets don't explode, that probably will be enough to at least rip through them. And we'll put another barricade set up, like, right here as well. So whoever can build is going to have to slap this out as fast as possible, which only builders we have are Kefir and... Oh, look, Umi can build now. Umi has learned the ancient art of using a hammer and nails. So, I hope Umi will be able to succeed as a child and do great things. I have great hopes for Umi. Also, my TPS is cratered to, like, 80, because there's, like, a bajillion things on the map. At speed 4, it's 80 TPS. Oh my god. This sucks. Alright, that's fine. This is my own problem, my own creation. Maybe it's time to go reinstall the performance optimizers again. Or maybe it's just a bad map. Oh my god, there's even alpacas here. There's a lot of things we could kill. A lot of food. Let's see if we can have Ray slam out the other turret. And then we'll have Kefir slam out, removing this thing, and then we can get that all built out. Because there are 24 people and we're 8. Our chances are not ideal, as you might have noticed. So our turrets are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting here. Zeopolster's the only one who's a melee fighter. Otherwise, Havel doesn't have a weapon. We don't really have time to produce a weapon for Havel. Oh, you know what's happening? What's happening? What is this? Oh my god. Well, that's a lot of errors. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Minor problems. We'll deal with it. So we build this last turret. God, wow, that is taking forever. Is there a way to make that faster? No? Alright. Let's quickly have Kefir build out one of these barricades. We'll have Ray build out the other one, and we'll keep the ramp here. So I think the solution is we'll just get ready to gun down. They do have some protection, so maybe we'll have to start dismantling a few of these. So we'll try to dismantle some of these so we have a clear line of sight. They'll be able to block behind the war sprinter is the only thing that they'll be able to use as protection. Have Ray quickly dismantle some of these things real quick. Where did she go? Where are you dragging these components to? Oh, okay. Let's have Kefir then come out here. Oh, okay. So I will allow them off the map now. So Kefir, I want you to dismantle this thing. This thing has to be destroyed? No. Wow, that's annoying. They're going I still don't understand how they decide what direction they're gonna go on and off the ship from. And that's driving me insane. It's a ramp. It should work. But they take the long way around. I don't get it. I swear. This mod is super jank. I like the mod theoretically when it works, but when it doesn't work, it just kind of is super rough. Alright. Okay, can you just hop on this way? Okay, doesn't work. Alright. Where are you going? No. Oh my god. They keep trying to deposit things on shelves that they don't have access to, and it's driving me insane. No, okay, no, you get back on here. How about this? Why don't we... No one's allowed to leave. Everyone get back on. We're gonna kill them now. We're gonna end the stream in a bath of blood and violence. You swear to God, you better not be going to drop off that. Okay. It is very much a tremendously unsolved... It is a tremendous problem. Okay, save. Let's go blasting. 2, 3, 4. Alright, these are our 4 gunners, and then we got one brave other person. One of these people is pregnant, but hopefully they will survive the onslaught despite being pregnant. A few people over there, over here. Alright, we should be able to shoot out from here. Okay, so now they're aggroed, which is what I want. And now hopefully we can just blast them down with our turrets. Ain't working too hot. Okay. They have grenades, which is also kind of frustrating. Let's have you focus down that direction. You focus on this one. Actually, no, you focus on this one. I want you to focus on... We need the focus fire the grenadiers. Okay, that's a fire. That's not ideal. Okay. Before that one gets too close, I would like that one to be blasted out of into oblivion. You focus fire this one. Uh-oh. That's a grenade. And there goes Sun, who's on the ground now, dying. Without a stomach anymore. Okay. Let's get the opposer quickly rescue. Get Sun. Oh, jeez. Wait, what happened? Did you get friendly fired? Oh my god, he got friendly fired. Okay, you rescue the opposer. I'm gonna have Ray stand out here. Try to quickly shotgun this one to death. Good. We're gonna have Kefir quickly go out there and rescue Sun as fast as possible. And then hopefully we can try to survive this. It's okay. We knew bad things were gonna happen. That's okay. Okay, you're a doctor. Time to start tending. Okay, Ray's gonna hold the line. Okay, fire at this one specifically. Okay, good. We killed most of them, which is good. There's a few more that's really rough to deal with. Okay. Who's my other doctors? I think Havel's a doctor, right? Okay, Havel's gonna be our primary caregiver. Have Havel wake up. Okay, I'm gonna need Gold Run to fight again. Oh, Jesus Christ, what happened? Airman Joker walked outside and then got... Okay, I'm failing to keep everyone drafted because they keep exploding because they're just like walking into Ray's bullets. I wish I was joking, but that's actually what's happening right now. I'm gonna draft you. Okay, I need Havel to quickly come over here. Tend to Sun. And then have Ray stand over here. Come on. No, you need to blast this man now. Do it again. Okay. Just grab the kid. Pull the kid inside. Keep Umi inside. Okay, Z-Poser's gonna be fine. Sun's probably gonna live. Okay. Okay, so Kefir's got 5 hours. Umi can do tending, so I'm gonna have Umi actually tend to Airman Joker, and hopefully that'll be enough. while Ray continues to fight off the invaders, even though technically we're the invaders here. Do whatever you can. Gosh, it's gonna be really rough. Okay, so that one's dead. How many are left that are fighting? That one needs to die. They'll give up eventually. Blast that one. Okay, get behind cover. Blast that one. Okay. There's 3 left. I think if we can just kill these 3, we're good. Oh my gosh, he's surprisingly good at not getting hit. Okay. Airman's gonna survive. Okay, you're gonna live, and then I need Goldenrod. You need to tend to Kefir. How many bullets does Ray have left? She's down to 1 shot remaining. So I'm gonna pull Ray out of cover, unfortunately. Oh, never mind, that's bad. Okay, now we're gonna pull her back inside, because now she's got an arrow sticking out of her torso. I'm gonna wait for them to come up, approach us. Okay. And then I'm gonna have Ray just quickly take over this bed here. Now rest until you're healed. Havel's still tending over here, but that's fine. There's a lot of injuries on Sun. Okay. Goldenrod's time to fight. Okay. Whatever we can do. We've almost knocked out most of them. Or all of them. Okay, whatever we can blast. Come on. Why are you not fire at will's on? Why are you not allowed to fire? You have no bullets. Your gun's not loaded. Okay. Okay, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, 2 conditions remaining. Goldenrod's trying to hold the line. Good. Headshot. Next on that one named Charge. The grenades just really killed our turret wall strategy, unfortunately, which, you know, makes sense, yes. God, there's still more of them. I have to cycle them through. Goldenrod's already getting smacked? Wait, what? Oh, they have a gun too. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's really annoying. Okay. Kefir's fine. Ray needs to be tended to now. Okay, Goldenrod, I have to pull in a little bit, but I want to see if we can kill at least one more. But unfortunately, Goldenrod's accuracy is getting a little whacked up right now. Okay, good. Just left. God, there's still so many more over there. Sniper War? Sniper War. We're not playing Crimson Desert. I'm not gonna play Crimson Desert. I heard, like, a lot of my friends are really into Crimson Desert, and they're like, whoa, this is like the coolest game ever. But I'm like, I don't want to play it. It's not for me. It is not a game that is designed for me. Come on, you can do this. I believe in you. Yes. There can't be that many left, right? I think Ray might be ready to go back out there and start blasting again. All right, it's time for Ray. Oh, I need Ray to keep fighting. Time for Ray to go commit some crimes of her own. All right, Airman Joker is gonna be fine. Goldenrod's gonna try to hold them off. And then I'm gonna have Ray just kind of sneak around the side and see if we can maybe blast them that way. I want to end this fight. It's gonna be a little rough though. Havel still can't fight. That one's got a shotgun, but you know what Ray's got? Hopes and dreams. Oh my god, please. Please, Ray. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, okay, so now she's gotta run. She's gonna get stabbed to death. Oh boy. Goldenrod's still fighting out here. She's out of bullets. Pull her back inside. Time for Havel to be a warrior. What do I have? The opposer's up and about. Ray's getting stabbed. Oh my god, Ray's down. Alright, we're gonna have you drop your sword. I'm gonna give that sword to Havel. And you're gonna just try to come down here and rescue Ray. Oh my god, everything about this is a disaster. Ray's got 11 hours, so we can probably still rescue her. If Havel can fight off 3 pawns, we can get Ray up and alive. I'm gonna have Goldenrod go to sleep. I'll have Z-Opposer kind of walk over here to try to rescue as well. So we can bait them. We're starting to approach. So we can force them on the ladder, right? Fight them on the ladder. I really don't know how this works, but I'm trying to bait them. Like only one approaches the ladder at any given time. Okay. I don't know how this is working, but this is not going the way I thought it was gonna work. Okay, Havel's getting hit, but I'm actually not hitting them. And I'll try to do whatever you can. What is going on here? Are we fighting or are we just standing here? Okay, so I think combat's broken. We'll just quickly rescue Ray. I don't know what's going on, but I think combat is broken on the boat itself. Yeah, I don't know why. That's super odd. Okay. All right, Havel's knocked out 2. Havel's knocked out 3. Very angry. All right. Still someone out there trying to shoot us with arrows. Okay, so you're fine. Goldenrod's got 10 hours. Havel needs to be tended to as well. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll allow Havel to self-tend. So self-tend to self. And then let's get everyone else tended to. TTK probably isn't going to work right now. I'm going to worry about it like tomorrow or next week. I do need to end stream soon, but I'm just trying to at least finish this combat. But I think there's just one. I think that's just one left over there. If we can kill him, I think it's over. Yeah, and then we just have to tend and fix everything. Ray's got a lot of injuries, but that'll be fine because we're going to undraft you. And then Umi is a very valid doctor right now. So time, you know what, Umi, time for you to become a doctor. You are the little child who could. And then once Havel's tended to his own injuries, I'm going to have him fight this Noalakar person. Pretty sure Havel wins. Let's go kill him. Kill this last fool who dares rage against us. Oh my god. All right, we did it. Holy cow, we're alive. All right, so we may have lost a decent chunk of... We may have gotten a little bit hurt here, but, you know, minor problems. We'll be able to recover, and then we'll figure out what to do about this arc thing. We'll find the core and begin to build our own little arc reactor and create infinite energy eventually. But that is a problem for next week if we survive this. For we have multiple people that are injured and bleeding out. Goldenrod, for example, bleeding out. Ray's bleeding out. And a lot of other folks are just kind of not in a good position. But I think that's probably a nice dramatic way to end today's stream. Wouldn't you agree? Anyways, let me see who's alive. Who's alive streaming at this hour? Anyways, tomorrow's the last stream of the week because I'm going to Canada this weekend, so we'll do XCOM on the morrow. Submit your characters if you haven't submitted your characters yet. And we'll do something with that stuff. If you don't submit a character, I will just randomly assign spare characters around as I see fit because we will have a lot of spare characters, trust me. Anyways, I hope you have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining on this magical Rimworld adventure that we have been going through for so far too long. I think this mod is a little annoying with how far you have to travel. I know it's supposed to be like a big quest reward, but God, it takes forever. And if I was any other streamer, I might consider it, but I am a very impatient individual. Anyways, we'll Is Lurky alive, or is she just doing her AFK stream thing that she's always doing nowadays? She's been doing that a lot. Oh, she's muted. Okay. All right, cool. We'll raid Lurky. Okay, since she seems to be actually active, Okay, raid Lurk Queen. All right, everyone, have a good night. Say hi to Lurky. She's playing Rimworld 2. Her colonies have way more pawns than mine, and is also way more, I don't know how to describe it, less laggy. I don't know how she manages to do that. I absolutely know how she manages to do it. It's just actually like having a proper mod list and not just throwing everything into a giant kitchen sink. So anyways, say hi to Lurky. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining. Goodbye. We'll see you for XCOM on tomorrow.